Wednesday, the 1st of June, a new month, halfway through the year. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favourite news platform and home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And of course, we are hosted by the very best. Please, everybody, introduce yourselves.
It's the shade.
Sorry, can you put the microphone, please?
I think something's missing. I just couldn't.
I was like, it's not hitting. I was like, why is this shade not hitting like it needs to be hitting? All right, hit us with the shade.
Do that again. It's the shade queen, my own royalty.
Come on. Your beautiful people is Big Koi defending your right to fuck it up.
It's your boy Big Man Use, aka Mr. Rotations, aka The Voice of Reason. June baby, it's my birthday in 2 weeks.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, baby.
Because I remembered.
Yeah,
I'm so happy you made it this far.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, they call me, man.
Come
Pro
on.
black activist.
Kill him.
TDA producer, news analyst.
Slap it.
Melanin jam pack.
Jiggle the
Okay.
bum.
You know what? I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to let you have that.
All right, guys. Today we have updates on Rwanda. Well, the train track to Rwanda. Kevin Spacey as well as some more disappointing things as well. But do you know what, guys? Don't be disheartened because we're here. We're going to lighten up the mood. How you guys been? How was yesterday?
Cool.
Lovely
It's a
stuff.
regular Tuesday
You
night.
got a haircut.
I did get a haircut.
Why
yeah.
did you get a haircut, Yusuf?
Because my barber is off today, tomorrow. He's off the whole Jubilee weekend. So yesterday was the only day I could get it.
So
I
is
love that
there
for
any
him.
is there anything in particular that you are doing your hair for? Anyone in particular? Anything?
Nah, my haircut was due and he wasn't going to be around. So I thought, I got to get it now.
All right then, don't worry, girls. I'll keep going. I'll keep fighting for your corner for you. What about you, Esther?
Just regular Tuesday, just work. Nothing special.
Are you ready for the weekend though?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to clink, brunch.
Esther, you a drinker?
Yeah, like I don't get I'm a drinker with class.
You're a Christian drinker.
Yeah, I'm a drinker with class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I clink. I'm not shy to clink.
Yeah.
But
But you
I
don't try
I
to
don't
get
act the fool.
hammered.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely don't do
I've
that.
never done that. Like I have friends. Some of them are like white, and they drink to like forget.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they drink. I can't do that.
I've never
That's
done
a
that.
wild
Absolutely
life.
I've
smashed,
got
man.
hungover one time, and it meant I didn't drink again for another 4 years.
Really?
Like, I didn't drink again for another 4 years.
I just had to be a Fanta.
No, guys, I was nauseous. Like I
Really?
felt like it was horrible for, and not just for that day, for like the day after as well.
Yeah.
So, and then the only other time I got close to it was when I didn't know it was my first time drinking Ray and Nephew, and I didn't know that it wasn't vodka, so I can handle vodka. So I was just guys. I knew something was wrong. I knew, I knew.
You should know
something
someone's wrong
was-
with the taste. It's so
But
strong.
Alcohol. Let's be real. Alcohol doesn't taste great. Like you have to firm that.
And that's why I say I'm calm because I like sweets.
Cocktails. You're a cocktail babe.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
cocktail
now
babe.
I
And
am.
if
Yeah,
it doesn't taste nice, I'm not drinking it.
Yeah. That's good. That means you
Yeah.
didn't give in to peer pressure.
Definitely not.
What about you, E-Man? How much do you drink?
Decent amount.
Wait, as a vegan,
Is it vegan?
Can you have to drink vegan alcohol?
Not at all.
Do you know what? I feel like you can never want to quit being a vegan because we will hold you
Shame
accountable.
We will drag you by your singlet up
By
and
the
down.
last thread on your singlet.
Like, we will say, look, is this your thing?
Wait, is there vegan alcohol though?
I think there is, yeah.
So you don't think that's
I
like,
don't know what difference it makes, to be honest with you, but yeah, I don't care about that.
that's interesting.
So vegan food, but not vegan alcohol.
Yeah.
So,
So
you're
are
not
you really vegan then?
No, but this is what I'm saying. I don't really want to be associated with vegans like that because a lot of them are crazy. Yeah.
You said about
not
your
all,
people,
not
your
all of them.
tribe.
Not all
You
of
say
them.
this about his family.
Not obviously not all of them.
Actually, do you
but
know
there's
what,
enough
Crazy
of them
how
that-
though?
I
What do
don't
you mean
know,
by
it's
crazy?
just extreme, man.
Yeah,
Like,
because some people don't wear like clothes if it's not vegan, like vegan clothes.
yeah, they don't wear belts.
I'm prioritizing.
Vegan
Yeah, they don't wear
clothes.
belts, stuff like
Sorry,
that.
leather belts, yeah.
Oh, leather.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I have other friends with your sentiment as well, and I think what they feel like is, how are you more passionate about animals than black people?
Boy.
and, like stuff like that. Is that where
We
you
would like to know.
step
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
That's where they draw the
exactly.
line.
Exactly. So that's the type of thing I don't really want to be associated with.
Okay, so you
I'm more so just
The
like
health.
whole food, plant-based.
yeah,
That's
so
my
thing.
vegan diet.
Yeah, plant-based diet.
Okay.
Same thing, but
You said
Is
we're
it
the
though?
levels.
If you had to make that,
Yeah,
distinction,
the
is it the same thing?
well, okay, you know what? Vegan, you can be vegan and very unhealthy, like I said before. innit?
Oh yeah,
But if you're a whole food, plant-based eater, you're not really
Okay.
going to be unhealthy.
there's a hierarchy within the vegan.
He said know my
community.
levels, know my name. I hear you. I
That's
hear you.
interesting. Okay.
But guys, with that, let's head back to the motherland, like Pretty Patel wants us to. Jumping into the first headline. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the first of many are heading to Rwanda. So as we mentioned yesterday, the deportation of asylum seekers was imminent, And as promised, we're here to keep you posted on any substantial updates. It has now emerged that the first flight to Rwanda carrying migrants who crossed the English Channel is set to leave in 2 weeks' time on the 14th of June.
Your birthday.
Definitely.
You're pretty. What? You not been talking? That's a gang.
I don't think Yusuf wants to be associated.
I lie.
No, he did a
with
sign.
that
He's
scheme.
with it. He's with it. They're both pretty. They're both pretending. It's calm.
Yeah, so officials have begun issuing formal directions to the first people set to be relocated to the African countries. Expected there will be some legal challenges against the move. Like we mentioned last time, they're expecting some of that in it. So obviously, some people, the amount of people that they've allocated to leave on that first flight probably won't be up to that number.
Okay.
But anyway, many have their views on the scheme, including the Archbishop of Canterbury, who actually said it was ungodly.
Now, sir, that's sir. Carry on, please, Emman.
Yes.
Can you expand on that? Like, what's his point?
Sorry, but
Well,
what I'm saying is, the things that Ungoli that he's worrying about is not that. He's got bigger fish to fry in his backyard. That's what I'm gonna say.
Esther has spoken. Oh yeah, continue.
However, Priti Patel said the partnership with Rwanda was a key part of our strategy to overhaul the broken asylum system and break the evil people smugglers' business model. So more than 4,850 people have crossed the channel in small boats this year, with more than 3,000 making the journey in March alone, compared to 831 in the same month last year.
Wow.
Yes. So basically, also, as we've touched on it quite a few times now, one of our readers, our listeners.
I was about to say, what are we
So
doing?
readers, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, and we're on Audible
Right.
too.
One of our listeners back home, actually, who's familiar with Rwanda, lives there, works there, whatever, emailed us to give us some context.
Oh,
about
that
what's
is
going on.
lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Go through.
So I want to share this with the people. So basically, he says, thank you for talking about the Rwanda story. He rarely sends feedback, so this is somewhat out of character for him.
Mm-hmm.
But regards to the situation, this is what he said. Historically, it's the same deal the UK and coalition made to send Jewish refugees to Palestine to start the state of Israel. Polish refugees were flown to Uganda and settled there for the duration of World War II as a result of UK negotiations with Russia. More recently, Israel pays African states to host its Eritrean refugees as well as pay an allowance to families. He also said, you're completely right. It's a terrible strategy because being stateless or without documents caps your capacity to actually accomplish anything. Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania host some of the world's largest populations of displaced people. What's new about this is that the UK has paid for estates to be built and not tents and campsites. But access to education, hospitals, and social care systems for people suffering with trauma, which is likely to be the case, doesn't exist. So the £120 million, it's pretty much crumbs, and it's not close to what it's going to be, what it's going to cost. Rwanda has more to do with Blair and the UK's legacy during the genocide. It joined the Commonwealth in 2014, even though it was colonized by Belgium, and Rwanda has undergone large infrastructure projects, mostly funded by clandestine operations in Congo. So he also says, my 2 cents are, I think this deal is going to be the new normal, legit way people are trafficked from states, especially as climate catastrophes and conflicts start to displace larger populations. Rwanda is currently the home to Africa's only Carnegie Mellon campus, which also sponsors Arsenal Football Club, as Yusuf mentioned, and hosts the new African NBA League stadiums. Yeah. Basically, when J. Cole launched his album, he went there to play in that league as well.
I remember that.
Yeah. So there's a lot to celebrate about the image Rwanda has been portraying, which also be mentioned as well. So yeah, that's pretty much his contribution.
Okay.
Thank you for writing.
So we
in.
appreciate
I
that.
appreciate
sir.
that.
Yeah.
No, we
Thanks
appreciate
for that.
that.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
I don't know. I feel like,
But that's interesting though, because we were talking about how like what the people might be, how the locals might be feeling and stuff.
Yes.
But I feel like the way we talked about it, we thought they'd be feeling differently. Because with him, what he's saying is in his email is that they're putting stuff in place, but they're not putting stuff in place properly.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Exactly.
because you're giving them like housing, I guess, but you're not like welfare. You're not looking after that, and that's obviously going to put some pressures on the country, put some pressures on the government. They might have to it could affect their taxes and all that kind of stuff to cope with that.
Or because
and
just
the
lead to
locals.
mistreatment as well.
Yeah, there's that.
Because in my head, when they said yesterday, I think there was a quote from Pretty Patel saying that, and we will help you set up a life for yourself in Uganda. That was my first flag of, that's a very simple sentence that represents a lot of hard work that I don't believe you're going to do, because you just
Why
want to
would
get
you?
people. It would take a lot of money and time to do that.
I thought it,
So and unless Rwanda's doing it on their end of integrating these people into society, I just don't know how that's going to really work.
But unfortunately, though, Rwanda's going to have to be the ones to do that, because I feel like they're going to leave the people there, turn their back, and that's going to be it. So Rwanda's government will have to be the ones to step up and make accommodations that allows people to come into the society and make their country what it needs to be.
But the thing is, if this is, like he said in his email, this is like, you know, a legit way of human trafficking, and this whole thing is, I wouldn't say scam, but it's not what it presents itself to be. What is in it for, you know, the parties involved in? Like, what is the actual incentive?
Money.
Is it that these migrants are going to become cheap labor for Rwandan? Like, I mean, what's the end goal?
So can I be really dark?
Yeah.
In my opinion, for Priti Patel, is getting these people out of the country.
Yeah. No, yeah.
For Rwanda, it's making money. They here's my thing. Rwanda, I don't think Rwanda loses something by having this new population in their country that they don't take care of.
Yeah.
It's just more population. Do you know what I mean? It would make sense long term if Rwanda puts things in place to make sure that these people integrate into society properly. But we see with leadership a lot that the money up front and whatever's the easiest to do is what they do. Yeah. So I feel like the benefit is just these people are just a way, I feel like, to make money. They're beneficial to everybody. The problem is that these asylum seekers, what happens to them? That's my question. Like, what's their next step?
I feel like the people that don't win in this are, I don't know about the asylum seekers. I feel like they win to an extent, because again, they're going away from where there is danger. But I think the people that is going to be affected the most negatively is the local people.
I don't think so.
Because really and truly, I feel like with the government, they put, like, this is going to happen. They've been paying them whatever it is. If they put stuff in place to help the Rwandans, the asylum seekers that integrate into society, they do. If they don't, people that feel the brunt of it is going to be the locals.
Okay, you mean like with gangs,
with anything?
Yeah, because I mean,
anything, even if it's just something as simple as going to the supermarket. Now there's more people in the supermarket. People that feel that is the local people. Yeah,
and if there is like some feeling of being marginalized, they could quite easily become hostile. They could quite easily become a gang. They could quite easily become... Yeah, man, I don't know, because like we said, we don't even know what type of people. We don't know if it's Ukrainians. We don't know if it's people from Iraq. We don't know who's going to end up in this country. Having people from outside come into your community I think there's more ways it can go wrong than it can go right. For it to go right, I think is 25% that will go completely right. So
I'm just hoping that a lot of the negativity doesn't, like Esther was saying, fall upon the Rwandan people. I have faith in the president though.
Okay.
He's a serious guy. He's not like the rest of these African politicians. He's a serious guy.
Good. That's very good.
Yeah, man.
That's exciting then.
I'm hoping that he's got a plan. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, pray so.
Has this happened before? Something like this happened before?
Yeah, that's what he was
outside
talking
of
about.
slavery, I mean.
Yeah, this is what he was talking about, and I kind of touched on it before on a different podcast. Where
okay, sorry.
Sorry, are they paying off email for ads on TDA? What's going on here?
Sorry. But basically,
said my work rate is different.
when the Jewish people were pretty much trying to find their homeland before it became Palestine, before the whole Balfour Declaration and all that, Uganda was chosen. So they tried to actually
get the Jews to Uganda.
Yeah, and a lot of their leadership were like, let's do it. But obviously some people were like, no, that doesn't make sense. Let's go to Palestine. Obviously, according to the Bible, scripture, that's the real homeland, isn't it? So yeah, it stopped. Okay. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
not the first time.
Sweet. Let's jump into the next headline.
So
I knew he was going to do that.
Renticles.
I knew he was going to do that because you paused.
Renticles.
You paused.
No, because I'm not speaking.
But the pause was too long that I knew he was going to fill it.
Okay. All right then. Don't worry, guys. We're getting in sync here.
All right. So Mr. Kevin Spacey says he's not hiding. So
really?
Yeah.
But we haven't seen you anywhere. Okay.
I haven't seen you on any TV screen.
You haven't posted on social media since 2020.
Do you know what I mean?
And you're not hiding. I hate to see you hide.
Well, he's out now. Listen. So basically, this is another story we promised to keep you abreast of, right? As of yesterday,
abreast.
I love it so much.
Abreast. Sorry, continue.
As of yesterday, Kevin Spacey released a statement saying that he will voluntarily make his way to the UK to stand trial to clear his name.
When? Because I know you've been knowing things were going on.
His case is over here.
Yeah.
Oh,
the four complainants are.
Okay.
He could have been tweeting this live from London Bridge, but he's not. He's over wherever he's hiding. I don't mind.
He's got commitments. He's busy.
I bet he is.
So in the statement he gave to Good Morning America, he stated, "I very much appreciate the Crown prosecution's statement in which they carefully reminded the media and the public that I am entitled to a fair trial and innocent until proven otherwise. While I am disappointed with their decision to move forward, I will voluntarily appear in the UK as soon as can be arranged and defend myself against these charges, which I am confident will prove my innocence." What do you lot think?
If he's found guilty, how orcs will that be?
It's not even that, yeah. I just think, what a troublesome existence your life is, yeah. No, I mean, like, let's say in the wildest state that you are innocent, yeah. Like, you can't even sound innocent. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, how does he, like, sending this message in sounds like somebody who's ready for a fight.
Do you know what's kidding me?
Yeah.
It's the fact that he made a statement on Good Morning America when we have a Good Morning Britain. And he could have done the statement on Good Morning Britain. He should have just popped up and said, Pier's not on there anymore. Whoever's on there, Holly and them. I'm ready to make a statement and I'm making my way to the CPS right now.
The thing's that no one's his friend, and I think he cares about what the people in America think of him because that's where all his jobs are and stuff like that. And that's where he's from, innit? Yeah. When he gets here, whether he will interact with the media is down to him. It's all strategic, innit? He has to think, what makes me look the least guilty?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, winning, I don't even think winning. This is what I'm saying about his existence seems troublesome, yeah? Because even if he won and didn't get charged with any of these things and he's proven like innocent, there's still this feeling, this very present feeling and general consensus that this guy is on crud. Like,
yeah, do you know, I think, go on.
No, go on.
I think when they have interviews with him, they need to ask him who they're speaking to. Is this Kevin Spacey or is this the guy from
Get Out.
the other show?
Let's take Get Out.
Because
Get Out,
do you know how confident this is?
This is very confident.
This is very confident
very
for them
confident.
to then find, if they find you guilty.
Yeah.
He's literally saying, let's play chess.
That's kind of what I was going to say. I was going to say he's either, you know, he knows he's innocent, so he's extremely confident, or he's just a psychopath. Because if he's guilty and he's acting like this, he's almost acting like he's above it all.
Yeah.
I thought,
But
like,
you know what? In these situations, what could he say? Like, what could he say? Like,
you keep quiet and you appear at the CPS quietly. You don't
like,
mean going on press
you know,
tours.
you have to present yourself in a humble manner. Like he's poking his chest out to say, you know what, come and get me. Like, I'm here.
You know, he should let his manager speak to, not manager, sorry, his, what's it called? Either his team or his lawyer be the one to speak to the press. Because if he is found guilty after all of this...
Even if he's found innocent, my sis, like, I don't know if that's going to nullify the rumours. I don't know if it's going to get him his job back.
No, but the thing is though, if it's the reason why he hasn't been able to come down here is because he's doing jobs and he said he will be in the UK as soon as can be arranged, he must still be getting jobs.
No, I'm going to ask, has he lost anything since this is all...
Just that show?
Yeah,
that I know.
Just one show.
Yeah.
House of Cards, yeah, that's
but
what I know.
we haven't seen him anywhere else.
Yeah, he was actively in
Yeah,
there.
but the thing is, they had to fire him because obviously...
I know, but we haven't seen him.
It's
Also,
present. Yeah.
So the punishment, I feel like in Hollywood, is not just being fired, but it's also not being hired for stuff. Like, we see that with Will Smith, like, his stuff being halted. You know, there's probably things that were in the work that he will never know he was considered for, but they've now gone, let's go with someone who has a lot less going on. Yeah. There's ways that they kind of punish you and deal with you in Hollywood, I feel like.
Do you think as a white man, obviously to compare him to Will Smith, that he would have the same type of backlash behind the scenes?
He's obviously going to have his friends who behind the scenes will be still cool with him.
Yeah.
But I think what happens when you work in entertainment is that your friends that are in the public eye distance themselves from you. I haven't seen anyone like go hard for Kevin Spacey. I haven't even seen Kevin Spacey. Like, he said he's not hiding. Esther's right. For someone who's not hiding, he's doing a brilliant job hiding. Like, I haven't seen him at all. Like, in anything. Not on the West End stage, not any movies. People don't even talk. I thought he was in prison. The first time we spoke about him, I was like, did he actually get punished?
Nah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at this man's face. I can't take him seriously. He's definitely acting. He's acting a role in these.
But that happens with actors though. Like, you do a series or a film and then you don't hear from them for like a year or two. So
yeah,
that might be, what's
I mean,
happening.
we'll keep you up to date. Obviously, everyone is entitled to a fair trial. Everybody's entitled. That's the only way that we can care whether innocent is innocent or guilty is guilty. So we'll keep you up to date with that anyway. Yeah, man, we'll keep you abreast of everything. What a great word. But yeah, let's jump into what you saying topic of the day. Ready for a fight? All right, so let's give people some context in it because I don't know how the listeners listen. I don't know if they binge it all in one day or whatever. But yesterday, you know how we do. We be diverting and all of that. So at one point, I believe I said something along the lines of women are funny as well. But what they have here is that I said women are funny and I'm going to, fine, cool, whatever. My point is that you said vehemently, that's the word we're using here, said he disagreed because when you look at who's killing it in comedy right now, it's men. And I just feel like that's not a good argument in my mind. Like seeing who's making it or who's winning right now, I don't think that reflects the talent pool. But it does. So anyway, so that's how we'll do it. That's what we were saying. So where does this idea come from? Is there any truth to it? And why do all the highest rated comedians happen to be men? These are the questions.
I think first we got to establish what your actual stance is and was.
Okay.
Because yesterday, I heard you say that you believe that women comedians are funnier than male comedians.
So here's the thing. I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
I don't remember saying that, but I do remember saying that I didn't agree with your comeback to what you thought I said. But either way, I think women are funny. No, this was my stance.
Same.
This is my stance.
I also believe that women are funny.
Let me land. This was my stance, yeah? My stance was, there's some men, this is what I said, that you lot went to go and do penis high five with. I said, some men, I said,
that's the title.
They did this, you know. They said, yeah. So this is what I said. I said, yeah, that some men truly believe that women are not funny. And for me, that's like an illogical statement because I don't understand how having a vagina makes you less funny. But like, there's literally men. Even the beginning of, who's the comedian we were talking about last week? White dude, 60s.
Oh, Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
Mm.
He said, that how he started his joke off with this trope of women are not funny because it's a trope. For it to be a trope, that means it's rooted in some sort of common consensus that women are not funny. And I hear men say that as well. They will even say, "You're kind of funny, but women aren't usually funny." And I just think someone having a vagina does not make them not funny. So let's have a bigger conversation about where this comes from. So my start, and so I was like, and we wouldn't even be able to tell if women are funny because I feel like patriarchy makes it so that in every field, 50 years ago, in every field, men were the top of everything, except from like caring for kids. But chef, comedy, politicians, you always see men as men. I don't think that reflects that men are actually the best. I think it just reflects a society that's biased towards men being in these positions. So when you're saying stuff like, but all the best comedians are men, I'm like, and the fuck what? What does that mean? What does that reflect? That doesn't mean women aren't funny.
That's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna, retort to that. But your whole premise is like basically saying, you know what, Michael Jordan isn't the best basketball player of all time because we haven't seen everybody play basketball. We haven't seen, there's people who are talented at basketball who live in, obscure places in the world with no spotlight on them, no opportunities. They might be better than Michael Jordan.
I would say
I can't go off.
That has so many flaws, but go ahead.
The whole competition has flaws, to be fair.
I
can't go off what I can't see and what is happening in every corner of the earth. I can only go off what I'm being seen, right? I believe women are funny. Yeah. Women are funny for sure. Do I believe that from what I've been presented for my whole life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nothing that I've seen on the professional level from the women comedians that I've seen compared to the male comedians I've seen that's telling me that they're better than the men. I believe that the male comedians I've witnessed with my eyes and ears are better than the female comedians I've seen with my eyes and ears.
Well, but that's you made a distinction already. Like, so my point wasn't that. My point was that there are men that say that women are fundamentally
but I can't
funny.
talk to those men. So that's what I'm saying.
All right, cool. But and your comparison with Michael Jordan.
Women are funny. I believe women are funny. Let's talk about on the professional level, as in professional.
But do you know what we're doing?
That was the argument, though.
No, but that wasn't the argument. That's the argument that
Then that means we're having two different arguments.
Okay, well, but I still feel like those are two different points of conversation. Okay. So we'll talk about the one on professional level, yeah?
Oh, cool.
I would say my favorite comedian is, like, my top 3 comedians are male.
Okay.
I would say that's what I also can't talk about the people I've never seen in the world, right?
Yeah.
I think Cat Williams is fucking hilarious. I think Dave Chappelle is fucking hilarious. I think I even think sometimes some of these male late night TV show people like Trevor Noah that are fucking hilarious, depending on what kind of comedy you're into, right? Yeah. My thing is that I watch a lot of documentaries, female comedians, and even male comedians talk about the journey to becoming a comedian is incredibly different for a woman. Like, they are either told that they have to do stuff, sexual stuff or whatever. Like, these comedians have come out and said stuff like this. The ones that do manage to crack through, sometimes I feel like they have to appeal to the male's kind of gaze in terms of like what's funny and stuff like that. I think when the environment only allows a certain type of thing to rise to the top, we're not getting a true testimony of comedy, of what's the best, right? When you now have social media, you see that men, you can take or leave men when it comes to social media, where when comedy is less selected, like, I don't know, democratized, I don't know what the right word is, but when anyone can give it a go in the way that works best for them, you now see that there are females that are funny. Like, for me personally, I think Simply Shayo is hilarious. That might not be your kind of comedy, but I think that's hilarious. I don't think if we left it to just stand-up comedy that you would ever get to see a Simply Shayo. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Social media, I feel like, has allowed funny women to rise and do their thing. And it's also shown how not funny some men can be. Like, throwing on a wig and putting on an African accent doesn't make you funny. And that's what 90% of male comedy on social media looks like to me. So, I don't know. I just feel like the statement, which is where it started for me, that women are fundamentally not funny, I don't think that's true. And I don't think it's true for two reasons. Number one, I feel like for some reason, a male audience receives women jokes differently. I don't know what it is. Like, even in like social settings, I feel like sometimes it feels like guys don't feel like they can actually have fun around women. I don't know what that is, but I don't think that's down to women. I think that's just a bigger issue at hand. And then the second thing, I feel like on those main stages, we need to understand that there's probably a different journey for female comedians than they are for male comedians.
Probably, definitely is.
Right. Like, when we speak about, you mentioned some female comedians yesterday. Some of them I don't find funny at all. Like,
the thing is, I can't oppose your argument that some men believe that women aren't funny, because I don't believe that to be true. I believe women are funny.
But do you hear that? But do you believe that that's something that is common saying?
I can believe that men think that for sure. Do I believe that, there are women comedians out there who haven't had the same opportunity men have had to showcase,
their funnies.
Their funnies and, what they can do on stage? For sure. Does that negate the fact that even if they were given equal opportunities, they wouldn't be funnier? That could be the case as well. I'm not talking about the plight of women comedians or the fact that they have less chance to make it or aren't given the same opportunities. I'm talking about just pure comedy. Who is funnier head to head? That's all I'm talking about.
But how can we say head to head when we don't have
them there?
But that's why I said, you said my argument flawed. I think this whole conversation is flawed because you're essentially saying, in my opinion, if I'm wrong, correct me, that we can't label anyone the greatest at anything because not everyone is given the same opportunities.
You can say,
right?
You can say who's the greatest male comedian all day because there's such a vast amount
of sample size.
There's a great sample size for that. I don't know if you
so
can.
You don't think there's enough in the history of the world? You don't think there's been enough women comedians who doesn't even have to be made it to the top level, because to showcase your talent, you don't necessarily have to be on the biggest stage. I feel like I've seen enough women comedians in my life to determine that I believe that the male comedians are funnier than them. And like, that's just, and
I mean, I've already said that my top three.
And also, sorry to interrupt you, there's also, if I do head to head, there are some female comedians that are funnier than some male comedians for sure. So if it's a head to head, like Wanda Sykes is funnier than some male comedians that I've seen.
Yeah.
Not every male comedian that I've seen is better than every woman comedian that I've seen, but my top 5, top 10 comedians are men.
But I just think that's like saying, if let's say we were going to say, who's our favorite prime minister, it's likely it's going to be a white person because there's not been any black ones.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if we were to ask,
that's a bad example because
that's not a bad example.
There is, because how many black prime ministers have there been? Zero.
Yeah, exactly.
But there aren't zero female comedians. There's enough.
No, but it's just comparing the sample sizes. When you compare the number of white prime ministers there's been and number of black ones there's been, there's a gap.
But that's zero.
But that's the same with female and male comedians. There's been way more, many male comedians than there's been female comedians.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to do a head-to-head kind of thing when the sample size is a lot smaller.
And the reason why I don't trust like whatever we're seeing on the main stage is because in my personal life, so I can go back to, because this isn't what I said, but I can go back to, in my personal life, women have me on the floor. In terms of their comedy, in terms of their comedy style, women have me on the floor. Women are hilarious. Nigerian women, they might be top tier with it. And that's just in my personal life. So when I see, and right, you can be like, but Koi, your personal size is just your sample size, whatever. But then when I see that that's never reflected on the main stage, it made me, then it's making me think, what is the disconnect here? Because in my day-to-day life, men are there funny men? Of course. I know funny people, full stop. When I say that my little sister is probably one of the funniest people I know, full stop. But I don't know if her comedy style, say because the point is funnier. Comedians, that's a part of the argument, but just in terms of funnier, I just feel like for some reason it feels like people are not willing to receive that. Maybe because when men look at women, that's not the thing that they're associating with, or they're I don't know what the word is. It just doesn't seem like maybe it's a value point when you're dealing with women.
Do you think it could also be that there are more men that want to be stand-up comedians than there are women that want to be stand-up comedians?
Yeah, that could play a factor as well.
I believe that to be true.
Yeah, that could play a factor as well. I don't know if that's something that's pushed onto us. Do you know what I mean? Like, So I hear that. But I'm just saying, growing up, science class, year 9, everyone's busting joke. Everybody's like, the funny ones they're rising to the top. There wasn't a disparity for me. There wasn't a...
Yeah, and I would agree with you, because I think, obviously, being funny is natural, and plus there's no physical...
Right, that's why I thought the Michael Jordan thing was terrible, because I was like, we know scientifically that men are on average stronger than women.
No, I wasn't comparing Michael Jordan to a woman.
You're saying best basketball player.
Yeah,
I'm sure strength, their ability.
Yeah, but I wasn't. No, my argument wasn't about basketball across both male and female. I was saying purely on a male standpoint. It wasn't about comparing male to female at all.
Okay, so you were saying.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's no physical advantage like that one has over the other when it comes to comedy, because it's your mental, really, innit? And understanding timing and what you're saying, this, that, and the third. So it must be down to those who want to take it to a certain level, and also if there's any glass ceilings or certain things in place to kind of prevent women from, I guess, thriving in that particular area. But I would kind of say to you, because I guess you've already differentiated between those who want to be stand-up comedians and just normal, regular funny.
Yeah.
But say your argument was about the stand-up comedian thing. It's almost like you'll be kind of saying that the ones who could be better than Chappelle, Cat Williams, and the legends, right, are all the ones that just didn't make it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
My thing is that this is exactly why I say there shouldn't be ceilings, because if you're great, you're gonna be great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've literally just said who my favorite comedians are. They were all guys. I can't ignore that. But I'm saying, when I think about in my day-to-day life, who's I think is the funniest, it usually is women. It's like my mum, my sister, it's my neighbor. Like they're fucking hilarious. Yeah. And I just feel like I'm not gonna try and use. I'm not saying that we can't celebrate these legends because there could be this phantom presence of greatness that we never get to see. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, like, we will actually never know. Like, we just will never know. And if we come back to our women funnier than men, which is like the title of the segment, in my opinion, the sad thing is that we won't know until we have a little bit more openness in what we consider, like until we have a little bit more openness of talent in those spaces. And I think every comedian has said that. I think for it to be a trope that can be used, I feel like the thing we should be focused more on is, why is that even a thought process? But think about it. If that's a thought process, if like you guys come across discrimination all the time, right? He's aggressive, he's whatever. That's something you don't have to tackle before you even enter the room. So if you think of like a woman and her job is being a comedian, and the first thing she has to tackle, which is not something a man has to tackle, is that you're not funny. Faces are a little bit, lips are less willing to move. The expectation for you is lower. You're doing your comedy and your jokes to a different room than the guy next to you, even though it's the same room, if you get what I mean. And I think that that's a shame. For me, in my personal life, women make me roll on the floor. Men are funny, but women, I don't feel like there's as much of a disparity as what we see over here. So when I look here, I'm like, what is the difference? What's happening here?
That's what, you make a brilliant point. I think in regular life, it's probably equal. Yeah. It's probably equal.
Because it's nothing to do with...
I think it's very subjective. Obviously, you're saying in your life, you experience it. Women are, making you roll over, whatever. I can say in my life, in my first 6 years of life, I've definitely laughed more with men.
Yeah.
And men have made me laugh more than women have. I'm not saying that women aren't funny, but just in my experience. Your experience is different, yours is different, yours is different. So this conversation is very subjective. There isn't one right or wrong answer. It's all down to your own interpretation. And
no, it's okay.
That's all it is. It's not really black and white. It's more, it's very grey, because who is in your life? You might know someone who's bare funny just by chance. I might by chance not know people who are that funny. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's very...
But my argument is then the confidence in which men or people stand on that women are not funny, that is flawed. I know you said you can't speak to that, but that's what I said. That's what I said yesterday that led us into this big discussion.
Yeah.
like, it's crazy, insane to believe that because somebody is a woman, she's not funny.
Of course.
But you need to,
I
say
agree.
of course, but the problem is I'm talking to somebody who's like most of the time a balanced individual. There are men that
No,
genuinely...
but I know, but it feels like you're directing that at me when I don't think that.
No, because but that's what we started on.
I know.
I don't know how we got into difference, but it sounded like you were on the side of...
Nah, but I established that that's not what I think though. I think women are funny. I'm just saying that I believe, and what I've seen is my taste is the male comedians I know are funnier than the women comedians. That's it. Women, and that's cool. I know women that are funny.
You're
women
allowed to
laugh all
think
the time.
that because also comedy comes down to taste anyway.
Yeah.
So like you're totally allowed to think that. When I was like Googling female comedians, everybody was white. All the female comedians, the bare female comedians came up that were white, and I realized that's like the Bridget Jones kind of humor. Not all of them in it, but like Tina Fey and all of that. And shout out to them. But I feel like in terms of a comedy style by a black woman that speaks to black women, I don't think I've seen somebody who kills it, except from the old school, the queens of comedy kind of stuff. But I don't connect with that. I can laugh at it objectively, but I don't.
Yeah, and like you man said earlier, how many women are actually trying to be comedians? When I think of comedy, I don't think of it as something that's only for men, but history has shown me, and there could be tons of reasons why. History showed me that there are more men in this pool than women. It's like people say, oh, why aren't there black people on Love Island? I believe that because they're not applying to go on Love. They don't want to go on Love Island. Same thing. Are there, if you got 100 kids between the ages of, I don't know, 5 and 10, equal amount of girls and guys, how many of those girls are going to say, I want to be a comedian when I grow up? I just think for some reason it feels like more so men aspire to be comedians than women. I don't believe that there are a lot more women than men who aspire to be comedians. And maybe that's why we don't see as many.
Yeah. I also think the kind of style of comedy that I appreciate from women is probably not stand-up. It's more reactive. It's more like commenting on things. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's not necessarily stand-up. Maybe stand-up, I don't know why, but maybe it works better for dudes. I don't know the science behind that. But when have women had me crying, it has been reacting to something, off-the-cuff reactions, quirky sayings that become quotables, stuff like, do you know what I mean? Commentary on stuff, activating an accent at some point. Like, that's the kind of shit that I'm like, yo, this is stupid. But I don't know if traditional comedy has a space for that. But yeah, man, that's just what I think. But I just think that the idea that, and even though it's not you, the idea that women are not funny because they're women is one of the most stupid things I've ever heard in my life. Like, how can someone having a vagina stop? Especially when you said it's based on their intelligence, their wittiness. I would think that there should be a bias towards the idea that women are funny just because of the fact that traditionally we score higher in those factors. So, but yeah, man. I also think there is something about men that don't want to receive comedy humor from women. I really do think that sometimes.
Maybe men are more sensitive about certain things. And if women dig into it on stage,
yeah, but
men will get excited.
But comedians, all comedians do is dig.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? And I think not all female comedians go at men, though I do think that's a popular, that's one of the popular spaces. But yeah, so I don't know what we ended with that on, but yes, if you don't think women are funny because they're women, you're a joke. The end.
Yes.
All right, let's head into the next headline. Yeah.
Okay, everything is in the air right now.
Come on, give it to them.
So a pilot was forced to call the police to help hundreds of passengers disembark an abandoned plane after they were left on the runway for 3 hours due to staff shortages. So holidaymakers were left on board the aircraft at Manchester Airport on Monday evening with a TUI flight due to take off for Tenerife before crew members had to call the officers. Families had already been delayed for a few hours in boarding the plane, but to add insult to injury, the ground crew apparently took so long to load luggage that the flight was cancelled and the plane was effectively ditched and forgotten about. All of this just illuminates further the recent events that have resulted in chaos on flights and in airports over the half-term. Just yesterday, EasyJet cancelled 42 Gatwick flights. British Airways scrapped some of its departures, and TUI said it will cancel 6 flights a day from Manchester Airport throughout June. Passengers waiting to board a Manchester flight to Greece were told by an armed police officer that their flight was cancelled after an 8-hour delay. Some had their dream holidays cancelled at the departure gate by text, with their baggage left over 1,000 miles away. So yeah, that's what's going on
Do
right
Do you know
now.
what? Yeah, stuff like this, I don't understand it because you're saying this can't happen due to staff shortages, but why did you book the flights then? Was that not were they not aware when they booked the flight?
This is why people are so upset because like it's clear that they obviously overbooked. Yeah.
But isn't that part of the business model of
So
aircrafts?
Yeah,
To
yeah,
overbook because
exactly.
people fall out
Yeah.
and they want to make, I don't know, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I've
I
heard that
read
before,
about it, yeah, like they oversell tickets because they know people are not going to show up.
I would have been like a young 10 or something. So what happens when everybody shows up? So me that's booked a ticket, I have to then wait for another flight.
The thing is that for it to be a business model means that there's a reliable, but it's the idea of like people allowing you to have like 1 month free trial because they know that a lot of people will forget to cancel it. Like business models are built on the fact that humans are like us.
Whoever's living a life where they're booking flights off again, I want that life. I want that kind of problem.
No, it happens. It happens
That's
a lot.
wild.
I'm thinking, I'm not sure how much they overbook flights though, to be honest with you.
Because this sounds like they booked for like 3 planes worth of people and they only had 1 plane available. That's not a business model. That's a foolish mistake. Not even a mistake. That's a foolish move.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is my worst nightmare. Like growing up here, when I went to airports, I don't know why my mom acts like she doesn't have stay in this country, but she made us be on our best behavior. No screaming, no shouting, everyone walking a single file.
Imagine kids doing that.
Yeah, I know, but the other kids were doing it. Let me be free, mum.
I would leave you at the airport.
But like, she always made it seem like it was such a serious place, right? So when I go to airports, I'm a little bit tense, a little bit alert.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing fun about me until I get to my destination, yeah?
Screaming.
Like I don't even say stuff. Like, you know how I say dumb stuff all the time?
No, you can't.
I'm not saying any words that 4-letter words with the B word in it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing nothing. No jokes will happen here. Yeah. So with all of that being said, if I was stuck in the airport for this long,
You're just
I'll
stuck.
cry. On FaceTime.
No jokes.
Live.
Yeah.
Like I would cry. This would be my worst nightmare. Because there's so many things to be freaked out about. And this is not the first airline issue we've heard of, I think, this week.
Yeah,
This been going on for the past couple months.
Yeah.
What, is it because of COVID and they weren't expecting so many people to be flying and shit?
I think that was part of it.
It's
But
part of it, but-
this week is it's mainly the whole
Jubilee
half-term
weekend.
thing, the Jubilee
Yeah.
weekend.
What's that got to do with anything?
People traveling
People
away.
love to
Yeah, because half-term,
excuses.
everyone's like
Everyone's-
trying to travel, yeah.
Getting out of the country.
Half-term.
And?
There's not
So
enough
you ever
staff.
book...
There's not enough staff.
So why did you book? Do you know what? I can't.
Esther's disgusted by the airline.
I am, because it's stupid. In the words of Marx, it's absolute foolishness. I don't understand it. How are you going to be booking people for flights that you don't have available?
Yeah. 42 Gatwick flights being cancelled
Crazy.
is insane. And that feels like a lot of money lost.
Yep.
Who cares about the money? They should lose more money wasting people's time.
But according to TikTok, there's ways to recoup on like delayed flights and cancelled stuff, especially if they're more than 3 hours late. So if your flights are delayed for more than 3 hours, apparently fine print, you can get your money back and a new flight.
You always get your money
Can't
back.
actually, if you cancel my flights, I'm getting my money
No,
back either way.
if the airline cancels your flight, you get the money back.
If I'm delayed for a certain amount of time, I'm getting
to
some
delay.
money back.
But my biggest tip is always pay for flights on your credit card.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
Always. Because you can always get it back.
Financial.
Outside
via
of
your
this,
Huh?
outside of the 3 hour thing.
What do you mean?
So she just said about if it's 3 hours, then a delay, you can get your money back and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So outside of that, you can get your money back easier with a
Yeah.
credit card.
Yeah. Every time I've booked a flight or a hotel, I use my credit card, and there's been times when I'm the one who kind of fucked up, and that's the reason why, and I've got the money back.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah.
We said worse things on here.
They might be listening to
Someone
TGA, I'm
talk
saying.
about taxes, talk about being criminals. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
that is a cupcake.
Actually, one particular time though,
Self-snitching, let's go.
I had a flight from Ghana to Niger that I didn't go. It wasn't cancelled. I just didn't go. I told the bank that it was cancelled, and they gave me the money back.
Isn't this fraud?
But
that you're
then,
getting?
Master.
they took the
It's
money
not
back
money,
again. So they gave me the money back.
Oh,
But then when they realized that,
realized.
not that I lied, but I think
you definitely lied.
when they communicated with the bank, it was like, no, the flight wasn't cancelled. He didn't show up. They took the money back again.
That must have been
Oh,
heartbreaking.
good. I would have called them back and said,
No,
"Listen, I
it
said."
was only like £150. It wasn't a lot.
What from Ghana?
It was just Ghana to Niger.
Okay,
Oh,
I
okay.
heard England to Nigeria.
You could have easily
Nah.
changed
For
that.
100 thing, were you hanging from the side of the plane?
You
100
could have changed
What
that.
do you mean?
So I thought that you said from England to Nigeria.
Oh,
I was like,
no,
for
no, no, no,
£100. I said, were you hanging onto the wing?
You gotta get on. You have to grab a. What's the thing called? Grab a
What,
trolley
20?
mate.
As a side note,
Yeah.
one day you lot should try going from Ghana to Nigeria by road.
No, That sounds like
That sounds
wish.
like
It feels like a vegan thing.
2-day journey.
That's like
No,
a,
it's like
Why did you? Have you done
one
that?
day. Yeah.
And was
Why?
it beautiful?
was it under duress?
Beautiful.
But
No,
weren't
no.
you scared of like?
And that's why, because people are even scared from going to the island
Yeah.
to Lekki in Nigeria. You think I'm gonna go from Nigeria all the way to Ghana? That's very impossible.
Like I just feel like that would be a great place for armed robbers to vibe.
they vibe on a normal day on your
But
way
it
to the high
happens-
street.
But it happens every day. Like it's like normal transport, like going from
That's
here to
good.
Birmingham.
So did you come
Happens
across
every day.
any kind of resistance?
Not at all.
No police officers.
What year
leaving
did you do this in?
Bitcoins?
2017.
Yeah, times are very different now, man.
Yeah, of course.
Extremely
but,
so.
But every day still, cars are going.
That's good for the
Trust me,
cars.
it's beautiful.
I will meet you
I think,
guys there.
my thing, I would love to explore the whole of Africa.
Mm.
Almost like I would like to explore Africa like a white person explores Africa.
Mm.
Like just be going, putting my nose in different places and just try new things. But I feel like I'm just too aware of like the rules, the politics, the culture, and not wanting to offend and stuff like that. But anyway, I think I would try that, but I wouldn't want to do it by myself. Like I would
No,
have to do it.
definitely don't do it by yourself.
You should
But it's a
do it.
beautiful experience. Beautiful experience.
How long did it take?
Took about overall it was like a day, but really the actual driving was maybe about 12 hours.
So what happened? No planes?
How many stops?
We stopped a couple times, but really the main stops was through when you're going through the borders.
Okay.
So we left from Ghana going to Nigeria. So it was like through Togo
Yeah.
and then Benin, and it was beautiful. Trust me.
To be fair,
It's
12
a
hours
little
isn't
cool.
that bad to be honest.
Did you need? You had to show your passport as you were going through
Yeah,
everywhere,
yeah,
though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's cute.
It's a
I like
beautiful
that.
experience.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's cute.
Cute
Not
and
for me.
tiring.
I'm not a camping babe. I'm not.
Are you not flying out any point
adventure
this year?
baby. I want to.
Yeah.
I'm going to solo trip soon.
Yes, solo trip. I'm with you on that now.
Mm.
What about you?
Yeah, I might be going to Tulum. I might be going to Nigeria. I might be going to Ghana.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I would like a vacation at some point. Not this year. Next year though. Hit me up. What is it?
Get it out there.
All right.
Close mouths and get fed.
Do you know what I mean? I'm saying. All right, Thailand.
Next headline.
Specifically. Okay.
Silent. Big up Moses Ingram and also Ewan McGregor. Yes. So the beautiful and talented Moses Ingram, who's the co-star of Ewan McGregor on Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is on Disney, has unfortunately been on the receiving end of racist messages since the show debuted last week. So the Hollywood star Ewan McGregor defended his Obi-Wan Kenobi co-star after she said she had been harassed with racist direct messages since the show's release.
You know what's
She's
the cutest thing?
beautiful.
White people be shocked by like that other white people are racist. It's literally the cutest thing ever. Have you ever
You
seen
know
a
that's your
baby
granddad.
look in the
Stop
mirror?
it.
Have you ever seen a baby look in the mirror and say, oh, like that? I
Yeah.
feel like I find it so endearing. I find it shout out you, McGregor.
So in the clip, Star Wars posted to his Twitter on Tuesday, he said, "There's no place for racism in this world. It seems that some of the fan base have decided to attack Moses Ingram online and send her the most horrendous racist DMs. I heard some of them this morning, and it just broke my heart." McGregor went on to praise her further, saying she is a brilliant actor, a brilliant woman, and absolutely amazing in this series, and also adding that he had been sickened that this had been happening to her.
What's the most
Yeah.
racist thing someone said to you guys?
I have no idea. No one's been racist in my face.
I can imagine why.
I've been called a nigger.
Yeah, I've been called a nigger.
Some
The
guys
car.
screamed at their car.
Yeah.
Or the
Oh my
van.
gosh, was it the same guy that screamed at me?
No, there's many of them. There's many
Yeah,
Wait,
they
it
do that,
happened to me
So was it the
twice.
same guy?
No, it happened. It was
Both
so
of them.
scary. I think I was like 14. And I was going to go Chinese and I wanted to go by myself, yeah. And and a car went by full of like 3 white people and they looked older than me anyway. And they shouted nigger.
Like,
And-
hard ER.
I mean, as in, I looked behind to see who they must have been speaking to because I just had never heard it in that way before. It felt so American. Like, I was just like, this is not a term I hear here. And then it happened again to me at uni. So I don't know if it was the same.
I think that's, I would say that's the most
Drive by.
overtly. I think I get it in like other ways.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
in, what's the word? Not industry, institutionally.
Yeah.
Like school work, all that kind of stuff.
Actually, I forgot. Actually, I used to live next to a racist man for quite a long time.
Oh,
Still,
wow.
yeah, he was. He used to shout racist slurs over the garden.
To you?
We and my sisters were in the garden playing. He would say stuff.
Why do you knock on our door and say that to my face and let's see how this goes?
Like he lived next. How long did he live next door to us? For over 15 years.
Wow.
Long time. So yeah, that's probably the most overtly racism I've faced.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But I can talk to this, to be fair, because I watched Star Wars. This actually happened to John Boyega as well, actually.
Yeah.
Not sure if it was in the same manner. I think because Star Wars obviously is a show which is predominantly with white people.
Yeah.
Whenever you mix things up, it brings out the racism. It's disgusting.
Have you not seen some of the comments?
Yeah. Do you know what gets me? Yeah. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna be racist, right?
Spell
correctly.
But
don't do you are instead of your.
Yeah.
Let me be educated enough to be racist,
but I think,
in the right way.
I think it requires a level of stupidity to be racist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
it's a key ingredient.
There's people
She
who
said,
are
I
very
will not-
educated
No, it's a lot.
who are racist.
But
I don't
most-
think
But it's a
racism
flawed
knows
thinking.
racism knows no class. It knows no education level. It knows no nothing. It's just racism.
But the premise of racist is a stupid, it's a nonsensical premise. The idea that you are better because of the amount or lack of melanin in your skin. That in itself is stupid. So I'm not surprised. I'm surprised when they are intelligent. I'm surprised when they're articulate. But yeah, some of the comments, if I'm paraphrasing, but Esther, if you have it in front of you, feel free to read it.
Yeah, let me read it. So
It's really stuff that would give you imposter syndrome if you took it in, I feel like.
she's just
Wow.
absolutely stunning, first of all. Got to put that out there. So one of the messages said, your days are numbered. Uneducated idiot. Your days are numbered. Someone said, you suck, loser. You're diversity hire, and you won't be loved or remembered for this acting role. Someone said, hey, yo, Kenobi, you ain't finna run forever, white boy. This is in quotes. Get back here. And then third sister, I don't know, whatever they're quoting. You have now been converted into the St. George of Floydium of Star Wars. Are you happy? So basically George Floyd. How the F does an alien know Eubonics? You're weird.
Also, so third sister, that's her title, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah,
What made me
it's
sad though
ridiculous.
was that in her video that she released, she was saying how she was basically she doesn't know why she's in the video because she feels like it exists and there's nothing that can she's like, no one can actually stop anyone from being racist. And she was like, I've got to question why it is that I'm even putting this video out here. And she was like, what made her sad was the fact that when she's seen all the messages, her first thing was just, it happens, firm it, nothing you can do about it, just get over it kind of thing. But really, that shouldn't even be the way that people should have to cope with hate like that.
Nonsense, yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
we have the clip and we will play it for you, people.
Long story short, there are hundreds of those. Hundreds. And I also see those of you out there who put on a cape for me, and that really does mean the world to me because, there's nothing anybody can do about this. There's nothing anybody can do to stop this hate. And so I question what my purpose is, and even being here in front of you saying that this is happening, I don't really know. But I think the thing that bothers me is that sort of this feeling that I've had inside of myself, which no one has told me, but this feeling of I just gotta shut up and take it. I just kind of gotta grin and bear it. And I'm not built like that. So I really just wanted to come on, I think, and say thank you to the people who show up for me in the comments and the places that I'm not gonna put myself. And to the rest of y'all weird.
Literally.
Yeah, man. She's handling it really well. I do want to say this is how you are an ally, though. Sometimes I think we don't want to overly do too much when white people are doing what they should be doing. But he could have just played dumb. He could have said nothing. And I think this must be really meaningful to her to have a co-host especially the main person, give a fuck about how she's feeling. So
yeah,
I think that will offset some of the bullshit that she's experiencing. Not in any way take it away, but do you know what I mean?
Do you think though that shows, where it's typically been white cast and all that kind of stuff should have something in place for their co-stars? I say it's the first black person or black person, just something in place just in case stuff like this happens. Do you think that Because I feel like in a way it's kind of it's a luxury that they don't have to think about stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But she must have been, even though it happened, she must have been expecting some kind of comment as a black person. Do you get me? So I feel like, do you think it's a good idea, or is what I personally think is watch shows and movies or whatever department it is should do in the event that something like this happens?
Like,
Yeah.
what could you put in place?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Therapy.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Okay.
Then you can't control stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, what I would want to do, I'm petty. I would try and find people, find a real name, find the jobs, all that kind of stuff. And I will ban you. I'll find a way to ban you from all the cinemas in the world. But you will never get to watch anything from this franchise. But obviously with football, we see that people can get banned. So I think that's a good thing to do. But I think with like stars and stuff, putting something therapy or just something in place.
I think that's a good idea.
We have that conversation every year with Love Island as well.
Yeah.
Where the black people that go in there, there's nothing in place for them. And I think that's a white privilege in itself of not having to think about these things.
Some form of aftercare might be.
Yeah.
I did something with the BBC, and they made me do a therapy, a thing to see if I was actually
like a fitness and a wellness test.
Like a wellness test. Thank you, sis.
Yeah.
Like a wellness test to see if I could handle, because they were like, we have quite a big audience. We understand that there's going to be people that are very different and blah, 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 blah. And they made me do, and then they had a psychologist look at my feed, my thing. And I was really honest as well, because I was like, I don't know what's going to be at the end of this. So if you guys, let me be honest. Let me not try and get the job. Let me actually just be honest about how I'm feeling and all of that. I managed to pass through. They took my, they included me in the project and everything like that. And then afterwards, there was like a big email, and the email was like very clearly just saying, just so you know, this is how we use. Obviously, there was a contract signed, but it was just reiterating and making it very clear what could happen and how people could receive your commentary and all of that stuff. And it kind of made me think, that's so good, but sometimes you just will never be able to be prepared for the amount of ugliness that's out in the world. I think sometimes it's also that they've covered their backs as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think, they should do therapy, but I also think if they could somehow, because John Boyega was the first person to kind of experience this. Maybe they should have got them two to talk or something, just so she could hear it. You know how it's going to be different from the corporates versus somebody else who was in your position a year ago. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that's a good thing. But I also think a lot of black people in these positions don't want to be treated as too different. I think that's...
treat me as different though.
No, I feel like that's a real thing. Like some black people do not want to be treated as too different in these. They want to experience it and not feel like they're diversity higher, all of that. I'm not one of those people. Like, prepare me for what's coming. But I think, so sometimes it's down to that person as well. Like, they not saying that this is her fault anyway, but yeah, man, I don't know what can be done to offset racism other than racist.
Absolutely nothing,
Do you know what I mean? And when you said that whole thing, banning them and all of that, naming and shaming and banning them, I think would be a lot of work. But I feel like the only thing they care about is missing out on Star Wars, if you get what I mean.
Exactly, and you hit them where it hurts.
Because the same thing happened with James Bond.
Ban them from Comic-Con and Star Wars and all these things. The rest of them will leave their body very quickly.
Yeah, I hear your premise, but it's hard. It's hard to regulate that. For example, this is on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yeah.
It's not even. So you can cancel their subscription, but they can still get someone else's password or whatever.
I love that when she put it up, she left their faces in it as well. I think
Absolutely.
She left their faces in it. I don't know if she left their names in it. And
I don't like when
that,
people post stuff like that and they blur people's faces out. No. If you get bullied, you get bullied. The game.
Well, since Esther's already on a roll, let's jump into your segment, sis. Word on road. So I didn't know about this, and I thought we haven't spoken about it. But Kanye West and his business ventures. So he's got Donda Sports. Donda is his name of his mum, isn't it? Yeah. So basically, what the Donda Sports was basically founded with a vision of providing holistic support to athletes during and beyond their sports careers. Is a limitless organization centered on professional and wellness support in equal measure, with ambition to work with athletes across all genders, divisions, and sports. And we talked about the Celtics the other day. I think it was Monday. And so basically he's signed Jaylen Brown. Someone you guys know? Yeah, so he signed him on to his sports thing that's going on. I think his first signee was Antonio Brown, which is also a... But hasn't he stopped playing NFL?
I think he said he's not coming back next season or something. Yeah,
because he took off his shirt mid...
His career is all over the place, to be honest with you.
Okay, Antonio?
Nothing he does is a surprise. Yeah, Antonio Brown,
But he's dating Keisha Cole now.
Is he?
Is he? Yes, my girl.
Well, I think so, but then I also said that his baby's mum. Maybe I should get a bit more.
Check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, so Antonio Brown, but he's the president actually of Donda Sport. So okay. It's not a good move.
If I'm an athlete, and Jaylen Brown's a serious athlete, he's
Yeah.
one of the, I'll say, best young emerging players. Do I want to put my career into the hands of Kanye West? Not really.
That's mad.
Kanye West is not giving
That's
me
a mad thing to say. Still,
the trust that I need.
No, but Antonio is the president.
Even Antonio, he's a bit all over the place.
Screaming.
Antonio Brown.
just to clarify as well, when I said dating Keisha, all I saw was a passer where they posted pictures of them two together, and he said something that his baby mom was like, I don't know, there was a back and forth between Keisha, him, and the baby mom. So
Yeah.
she definitely looked.
Keisha,
guys,
I need you to
right
get
now,
yourself.
allegedly, this is not my segment.
Yeah.
Now it's not your segment. Oh, look at that. Keisha, I need you to come to the UK for a tour. That's why I need you to do
I
it.
found some information on it,
Okay, come.
but pretty much in this article, which was a couple of weeks ago actually, Antonio Brown seemingly confirms the hookup rumors with singer Keisha Cole after uploading a wild video on his Instagram. So basically, he'd been rumored to be dating her since the two collaborated for his newest album, Paradigm.
Newest album.
He's
He's
singing.
got more than one.
Yeah, so then after he walked away from the NFL, because he went on I Am Athlete as well, but I haven't watched that interview, so I'm not going to talk too much on that. But when he left, because he left in a dramatic fashion, babe, like he took off his shirt, had a little spat with his coach, done.
Mid-game while the game was on.
Like, as in, it was dramatic.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. So he's like, his idea is that he's not going back and he wants to do music. But some people are like, you're great at your sport.
Yeah.
Music is an uncharted territory. I don't think this is a good move. But a lot of athletes do this. A lot of athletes, because the wear and tear of sports is a lot.
Yeah. But the history has shown you that athletes who try to become rappers or musicians, it doesn't really pop off for them because the public don't take them seriously. They look at you as a rapper or as a basketball player or a football player. They can't take you in this. Even if some are good though.
So what about in reverse, like J. Cole, who's gone from being
he's always been good at ball.
He's still an artist, but he's playing basketball. Does that work? Or you just let him have fun?
I think obviously with J. Cole, we know obviously he's not going to make it to the NBA.
He's not even trying to. I think he's in like African.
Yeah, at most, J. Cole might fuck around and make it to the G League at most, which is like the NBA's development league, innit? I could see him maybe getting a couple games in there, but I'm not looking at J. Cole thinking, he's really trying to become a professional basketball player. I look at like he's fulfilling his lifelong dreams of playing some form of professional basketball.
He should get some
and he's doing
jobs.
Yeah, he's really good.
He and
Chris Brown are really good. This is the only time I watch basketball. when my goats are involved. But yeah, so there's just that.
Well,
also, even after we talk about Celtics on Monday, Nia Long is going out with that. She's engaged to the coach.
Yeah.
I think they kind of found out again. I think we have this cycle every once in a while, but they kind of found out again, and it was so cute. She's celebrating they won.
I love that.
Love her.
How is Nia Long? She's been married before, right?
She's been with him for quite a while, to be fair.
Yeah. She said they're not going to get married.
Do you think there's something about successful women that don't actually want to do the whole traditional setting down? Because life, if you have your kids, because a lot of times they already have like a kid or whatever, there's no rush for them. I don't think it's something to feel bad about for them. Do you know, the idea that they are meeting people later on in life? I actually think it makes sense for the scheduling of their lives. If your life is popping and booming at 20 and 30, then you're not really looking at.
Yeah, because they've been together since 2010. They got engaged in 2015, and she said that she didn't have plans to get married. That it's working for them.
Yeah,
I think because of the nature of the entertainment industry, being single and just living takes precedent over settling down.
Because I hear a lot of stuff of like, feel sorry for them, successful women never get a man, blah blah blah, and I think that's a wider topic that I have no time for. But I just think this doesn't seem pathetic or sad. This seems like she's doing things in her own time, in her own way.
Yeah.
I love it.
She has kids, right? She has kids?
I think she has
got
I'm
two
pretty sure
kids.
she has a kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's
got
so
two
beautiful,
kids.
bro. Like sometimes I
Nia
see,
Long is a...
I see pictures of, not pictures of her, like scenes
a
from
beaut,
her
man.
from Fresh Prince and
Love
Jones, and I was just like, you are a work of art,
babe. And she still looks amazing.
She
Top
looks
5.
really, really good. What do you think that generation of like women? Because not just her, Angela Bassett as well,
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle, you like when
Sanaa Lathan.
child, she did a show where she cut off all her hair. And
Yeah, I
still
saw that
killed
hair.
it. In my head, what do you think they think of the current baddie? Because they were the baddies of their time, no?
But
So not me adding new
But they're
topics to
OG
the show.
baddies,
So
though.
what baddies are you talking about? As in these baddies? Who baddies?
that's a good question. I would say the baddie era now would be the
I
Ari.
I think of Drea. when I think of baddie,
Drea.
Drea is a
As in-
baddie. Drea
who's
Michelle.
Mean.
Dre Michelle.
She's a baddie.
As in Dre Michelle.
Wait, guys, everyone look
Your
at you,
holiness can
man.
be
Going to
deleted.
That
research.
Chris
Everyone
Brown
look at you, man. Going
made
to
famous.
research.
Your holiness can be deleted. Yes.
Zoom in. Man saying research that.
Yeah, no, Dre's a baddie, but I feel like Drea is not. She's kind of like an old school baddie, no?
Yeah, I would say she's
Yeah.
third generation.
Okay.
Before.
Yeah.
I would say Ari. The one that's dating.
Ari Lennox.
Not Ari Lennox.
Ari Fletcher.
Ari Fletcher. She would be the current day baddie. Remember, they're not speaking to our
I
generation.
can't lie to you. I'm thinking Ari.
Dre Michelle. Oh, this one.
Yeah, she's old
not
school,
on that
man.
level.
She, obviously, I'm not saying she's Nia Long generation, but she's
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I think she's maybe the generation after.
After
Yeah.
Leo
Actually, no,
Long,
2
before.
after.
I would say Ari. When I talk, like I'm around my little cousins and stuff like that, the 16-year-olds and
For
that,
them.
they think that that's their standard. That's the standard. Like,
Because I'm thinking baddie now. I'm thinking Cardi. I'm seeing City Girls.
but
maybe
Leo-
that's my
but
generation now.
Yeah, but by baddie,
But then we're putting Kim. I feel like that's Kim, Lil Kim, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about in that. How do I describe it? Think about the space that
So what?
Nia Long took.
Yeah.
What's the equivalent today?
I don't think. Okay, are you talking about actresses then?
Yeah, okay.
Or
that's
R&B
actresses
singers?
then.
Or are you talking about Instagram baddies?
No,
and,
because a lot of
and
these
bottle girls
Influencers,
and
not
influencers?
bottle
But a
girls.
lot of these actresses, remember, a lot of these actresses, they were the front cover of these magazines,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
were
Because
Instagram
back then, those other baddies didn't exist. It was just them.
Yes, and now
It
they've
was
got
just
different
Nia and them lot.
variations
No,
of
but they
baddies.
were video vixen baddies. The one that
Oh yeah, you're
they
right.
were video vixen baddies that
Yeah,
were
but look, it was-
killing it.
Even
Yeah,
the
you're
actresses
right,
were in
you're right,
videos,
you're
you know. It's when I watch things back and I'm like,
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
who was you in there?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but wasn't Gabrielle Union in like a music
Couple
video?
videos.
Yeah.
There was
So-
a video the other day. Who was it? I can't remember who it was. And next to her was Ciara and Monica.
Oh, of course, it was Sierra's Goodies videos.
Yeah, and it was Monica and someone else.
the
I
one
can't
that
remember who it
said
was.
put a ring on it. What's her name? She was.
Oh, Rashida.
That's it.
Put it on and make you want to marry
Marry
me.
me.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Rashida,
So,
yeah, that's
sorry,
it.
I just want to ask it. So what? Dre and Michelle, yeah. I'm still stuck on that.
You messed up.
What about her?
She's a top tier babe.
Yeah, I didn't hear his question. What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to inquire if she is.
No, you guys keep laughing and interrupting. I need to hear the question. Sorry.
Yeah, is she really a top tier baby?
She definitely is. 100%.
Maybe
So-
are you looking
so-
at a stationary picture? Maybe I should send you a video.
Still
Go on
image.
Instagram.
The still image is not giving the dimension.
Go on,
No,
no,
I
you said
remember
about the
her
body.
now. No, but I remember her now. So
Yeah,
like,
she's
so
a-
when I've seen her face, and I'm looking for these pictures.
She's been with Diddy. Well, she had.
But
I
she's
won't
a
say
baddie.
been,
And she was
but
married to, engaged to, what's his name? I
She was
can't
on
remember his name
Basketball
now.
Wives.
But-
and
Uh,
Football
Football
But do you
Wives.
remember how Nia
Oscar?
Long looked back in
Oscar?
the day?
What's his name,
Are you
man?
looking
You
for like
find
a
out.
face equivalent?
I'm looking for like
Okay, I think what he's saying, Dre Michelle shouldn't be the poster girl of this
We mentioned
discussion.
the name.
Basically.
We mentioned, but
Okay,
can I say
there's a
something about
comparison.
Nia Long and all of that as well? Nia Long is like insanely beautiful. She was an actress,
Mhm.
and but we didn't have like now we have Instagram where we see tons of beautiful women
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I feel like it might be
Orlando.
a harder environment. to
Orlando.
Yeah, I don't think
identify.
Nia Long was in that category because she didn't present herself like how this Dre and Michelle girl would present herself.
Yeah, but that's why we said it's a different generation.
It's a different
The
generation.
OG
Nah,
baddies are like they were classy baddies, basically.
I think OG baddie has a different definition today than it did back then. Anyway.
Yeah.
OG, and also we're not thinking
Because they're
about
still
this.
walking that spirit.
There's Nia Long, but it was also like OG video vixens. Like,
Yeah, like
who-
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Melissa Ford,
right,
Gloria Velez,
right,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
There were those women as well, and then you also had like Lil Kim, who was her own, like you know, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, who were their own
Yeah.
sort of baddie.
Yeah.
So if we were to translate that to today,
Mm.
the Lil Kim of then would probably be Meg, Nicki.
You got
Yeah,
Meg,
yeah.
you got
Cardi.
Nicki.
Then you take the
You can't
video
have
vixen.
Nicki and
Everyone can be a video vixen now because we have Instagram,
Yeah.
innit? Like dancing in front of like I was actually thinking about it. Isn't it weird that when we film ourselves, we naturally, as women, we naturally do like a little shimmy or like a little.
It's,
Am
a
I-
tongue,
is it
it's
just
a
me?
tongue out.
It's like the tongue. I don't know. I feel like we do something that just feels like we're in our own little music video, right?
Mm.
And then if we talk about Nia Long, I don't know who to compare her to because do we have a school of like?
I don't think
Black
there's.
actresses.
Yeah, I don't think there's a new crop of
I don't know if there
actresses.
is.
in
Megan
Hollywood.
Good.
Like, if I'm looking
She's Megan Good's old school, man.
Yeah.
for Megan,
Mm.
Megan
Good
Good's
might
cool.
be a shout actually.
No, Megan Good to me.
But she's
Megan
not-
Good is my lifelong crush.
Mm.
Lifelong.
How's that relevant to if people say that?
I just want to put it out there. I just want to
As she
share.
said,
I'll
this
share
was
it.
not requested.
I'll share it still.
No, but you know,
Yeah.
I think she's a generation after Nia Long.
But who's today? Or is it that we're not looking out for actresses?
No, we ain't got
Maybe,
none.
maybe,
We
maybe.
shaking our asses
Guys, we
in
can't
Dubai
have
on.
no actresses.
Listeners, please help us with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there must be
Come in.
people today.
I feel like we're missing people.
The black actresses of
Do you know
today.
who I think is freaking
Hmm.
gorgeous?
Who?
IMDb.
I don't see her enough to really have a picture.
Yeah,
I
in my
think
head.
she's
she's.
like-
I think she's insanely like.
You know what kills me?
What?
Every time I hear IMDb, I just remember Dottie telling the story of the fight.
Stop.
We
We didn't have to
do
bring
you
that
know how
back.
funny Dottie is?
She's hilarious.
Who's your top 5 UK baddies?
You can't, that's like asking me my top 5 artists. Like I have to think about this.
Across.
Can I come back on Monday and tell you?
All
Like across,
medias,
like when I
like-
see them breathtaking.
As in
As
baddie.
in-
What's
as
a
in
baddie?
Insta-
like influencer.
it could be a presenter. It
Do you
could
mean
be an
looks-wise?
artist. Yeah, looks the whole package.
Steph is definitely one of them for me.
Alright, Steph.
London.
Uche, I think, would definitely be one.
Who?
I don't know who
Uche,
Uche is.
Okay.
Makeup
or bass, the bass queen.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Uche, Steph.
No, but now what I'm doing,
Oh,
I'm just
Uche.
actively
It's
saying
fine.
names.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm DDB. I'd put her up
Okay.
there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Mela Child.
No, but you're saying YouTubers, babes.
No, that's fine. If you think
Okay,
they're a baddie,
no,
they're in
no,
our media space. That's fine.
That's
I'm
not separate.
separating
Okay.
mine from Kois.
No, but
Okay,
can
cool.
I come back on Monday with my top
Yeah, of
5
course you can.
avatars? Because I just feel like you're like, now I'm just saying
It's
who I've
the
seen
pressure.
recently. This is a
Yeah.
lot of pressure.
Ah,
I
cool.
don't want to
Okay,
miss.
you can come back on Monday, but
Okay.
just give me one more because you've given 4 already.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Beautiful women.
Yeah.
This is too much pressure on me. No, I'm gonna have to let me sit.
Alright, go
Do
on.
you know, I think for me, when I think of my baddies today, yeah. Okay, so who did I say first? Steph
Steph,
London.
you said Steph.
Yeah. I would say I'm thinking of baddies not just in looks, in everything.
Yeah, the whole-
Just a
the whole-
baddie.
the whole-
Or like the energy. Then I'm
The everything.
The IMDb. definitely for me.
I would say Miss
Brie?
Banks.
Yeah.
Miss Banks.
I would say Miss
I was
Banks.
thinking you were
would
going to say Miss Banks.
That's what I
Of
was
course.
thinking.
No, but no, the guys, I told you, I'm reacting. I'm being
Alright.
reactive.
Yeah, I would say
Miss Banks is gorgeous.
I would say Patricia Bright,
Okay.
I don't know that is, you know.
She's the
the millionaire.
YouTuber, millionaire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's
she
property
splits
and all that
houses.
stuff.
I would say
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I would say
okay.
Patricia Bright
YouTube
because
into-
she's serving looks and she's serving the banks.
The banks.
It's great.
The banks.
Who else is there? 333. Okay, I see the pressure now.
Monday.
Who's that Mela Child you said?
Mela Child. I think her name's Mela Child.
Yeah, Mela Child.
She's
She's a YouTuber,
Yeah.
but she's an influencer now
her
as well.
face
She's
is
proper
her
sick.
face is stupid. Face doesn't even make sense.
That is actually she's
Her-
got a nice round face.
like her face is like stupid. It's something you would draw.
Okay,
Who else is there?
two names that I thought you guys might throw in there. Maya Jama, Georgia
My
Smith.
gem is beautiful. Georgia Smith.
Are they part of your
those are
baddies?
beautiful. Those are beautiful women as well. I think you gotta give me Monday.
I wouldn't give them.
Monday.
I wouldn't call them my baddies.
Okay.
You gotta give me Monday because I think Esther's right. It's not just looks as well, it's how you move. Because I
It's-
think Brie
yeah.
One Way is. I think Brie One Way is
Mm.
dumb, like dumb with it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's how
like, give
you
me
move.
some time. I need.
Let's see Monday. Let's come.
Yeah.
So
It's-
let's see so I can put it up whilst you guys.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
I don't know because we just spoke about a police officer creating a list of his colleagues. So I don't know how safe and comfortable I feel participating in this.
I'm comfortable. I'll send you
is
mine.
it a
Do you want to
thing-
WhatsApp,
Is it a
iMessage,
thing where you
email?
are weird? Because I feel like if you guys offered to do a list, we would have finished.
No,
you
they
on the
can't do a
spot.
list. They definitely can't do a list.
But we can.
They can do a list of male baddies.
I do a list of male baddies.
You cannot do a list of
Of male-
female
of male
baddies.
Male
baddies.
baddies.
You will be done out here.
You know what?
You
What?
guys do a
Okay.
list of female baddies.
I saw
Done
an
out.
episode. Yeah,
No,
on
making a list of women is
Ridiculous.
not my forte, so I'm staying away from it.
Yeah. Yo,
I feel like you
don't
engineered
want to
this,
be.
though. I feel like you engineered this. I don't know. feel
I
like you
did, but
engineered
not
this.
for us to make lists.
Yeah.
For y'all.
You guys definitely don't want to. No.
I think you should make a list of guys that you think conduct themselves really well.
Alright, cool. Oh, now or on Monday?
No, well, tell us your
Idris
three.
Elba.
Let's all go down together.
My top 5 male baddies.
Yeah.
Okay, these are my top 5 men who I think women like.
No, but that's not what we did. Like, they conduct themselves the way that you think is good. They
We
look
know men,
good.
they can't follow a simple rule.
Yeah.
You know it, come on.
Alright, cool.
And you better participate, Emman. I know Eman's going to say Bob Marley. Jesus.
This is just the UK, right?
Not me putting Bob Marley.
MLK.
Alright,
MLK.
let's put Skepta in there.
Okay.
Ooh.
He has the fashion.
Why did I have a...
He has the charisma.
I didn't-
You don't have to give us why.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Don't explain
No.
Skepta. Don't you
Just
dare explain
Skepta.
Skepta.
That did what it did.
Alright, let's say Skepta.
So
Eman?
immediately, I saw neck tats.
I'm trying to think who else.
What a beautiful man.
Delicious.
You know what? Okay, cool. I'm gonna say Kano.
Yes. Strong.
Yeah.
Kano
Strong.
number 2.
Strong.
Let me see
Why am
them
I
blushing.
flustered?
Is it fair to say
Hectic.
AJ?
Tracy.
No. Anthony Joshua, man.
Don't be your best
What's
friend.
that?
Why?
Tracy.
No, not in a bad way.
So you were on a roll, you said Tracy.
No, AJ. No, Anthony Joshua, man.
No, I'm saying that's what she was thinking.
No, I didn't say any of that. I didn't say any of that.
You did
Tell
say
your
that.
face.
No, I didn't. Okay, what's the song he did with Thiago Silva, that's a strong song. You know, he's also created.
Let's move on.
Totally
Danny Joshua. All right, let's go. Damson Idris, my guy from Snowfall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damson had a grip on me at one point.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Not that. Do you know what? What will forever be in the Hall of Fame is that dancing video he did to Essence. He did.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, no, it was a good video.
Yeah, he never really had me in a chokehold.
Yeah.
But his friend does.
I didn't say chokehold, just like had me by the lapel. Where you going? He had me by the lapel. But
right,
I'm free.
Rounding off my 5. This
is a strong list, you know. Didn't even have to think about it. You have baddies in your head. Just
hopefully I can finish off strong. Let's go with
Put yourself in
Ovi.
there.
Who?
Ovi.
Okay.
Okay.
Ovi is a stunning guy, and he conducts himself really well in Love Island.
Ovi.
And
I think he conducts himself well in life.
Yeah, he does.
I love that he's quiet.
He does.
I love a man that doesn't really speak.
And he did a documentary where they followed him between choosing between a career in social media or basketball.
Oh, is it?
And at the end, he was like basketball. And I think because he doesn't like the passer.
Has he chosen now to go?
He chose basketball, but he would do a little bit of social media. He'll fling that there, but he told his manager like, "I'm going," because they wanted with basketball. He needed to go away, which obviously would take him away from being booked for like social stuff right now. And you know, it's a timely thing. So.
Oh, I've got a wild card pick.
Ooh,
Leafy B.
slap.
I knew you were gonna say that. Is it because of his properties in Ghana?
Because of that, and I know
I'm
you're
Pow.
lucky.
Yeah, I'm Leafy the B.
Yeah.
Pow. You don't
so
know
dead.
about me. Pow.
I would have thrown Daniel Kaluuya in there.
I was thinking about him. To be fair.
I would have swapped.
I would have
swapped AJ
Tracy.
No, it's not AJ Tracy.
Oh no, sorry.
I would have swapped Anthony Joshua. You see how I just didn't say?
I forgot. I didn't tag me your mess. I really like Thiago Silva.
I would have swapped him out for their.
Also, Thiago Silva, that's Dave's song, by the way.
I know, but the back and forth between them was beautiful.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Who else is there that I can think of?
I think that was a strong lineup. On Monday, if you have someone else to put there,
I think Idris Elba as well could have been thrown in there.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Idris.
For me personally, I feel like that was one of the best segments of the show today, and it was a wild card. So you know.
Crazy.
Esther, yes. Oh,
I was hoping you guys forget.
No, Esther, I love that about you. You've got standards, babe. But say the thing.
But okay, yeah, I'm reporting this because I'm contractually
obligated
to
by
do
my
so.
employer.
Left to me, this idiot will not get any kind of time from me. So on Monday we reported, we kind of just you guys a little bit about some TikTok guy. He's been a squarehead TikTok guy. He's been moving mad. His name is TikToky. That's his name. And basically, he was on TikTok live with his white friend, and he's the guy who compared black women to Jogba. So basically, he was going on a date with a girl, was trying to let his friend know the kind of black girl he was going on a date with, and he said, she's like a black girl that you would like not the ones that kind of look like Jogba.
Like a white girl.
It was like a white girl. Yeah. So more videos have been released.
Then we saw the black girl.
And then we saw the black girl. And she's a black girl.
She's a black girl.
I know she's not dark skin like that, but she's a black girl. So I don't understand what kind of black girl he was with. She's a black girl. So since then, there's been more stuff that's been released, exposed in a way, I say. But you know what? When these exposés happen, I just think, where were you guys before? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that there was no one of this community that's now outraged that didn't see it before. But anyway, you know how social media works. So, basically there's been videos that coming out, and allegedly he has a court case, a criminal case, where he, as a 28-year-old man, I don't know what age he did this, but I will just tell you the current age. He's currently 28, but the case is about him sleeping with a 15-year-old girl. And allegedly, see, that was so shocking, Emman's phone fell out of his hand. It was so, allegedly he slept with a girl who's 15. Something tells me he wasn't 15 at the same time, which is why it's a whole thing. And so someone brought it on camera with him, and he was like, I don't want to talk about it. And then he proceeded to say, no, someone in the comments said he's got a court case with a 15-year-old. And what was it he said about strike one, strike two? What was that again? So in a separate clip, he said where he was like, he's made mistakes in the past. He was talking to a female, to a woman, and she said, yeah, people make mistakes. He was like, yeah. Do something with a minor, strike what? The first time, fine. The second time, fine. But the third time, you're going too far, mate, or something like that. So I guess he's on his second time.
Tapped.
But we do have the clips, but I don't know if...
Are we going to play them?
In the past. What are they saying, babe?
Just about stuff about court, some bird called Lauren, something about a minor.
Oh, don't talk about the minor. Not this live, please, all right? I don't want to talk about minors. I made a mistake in the past, and it's not going to happen again, okay? I've cleared that.
We make mistakes, mate. We all make mistakes.
Exactly. Like, getting 1 minor is fine. 2, fine. 3, all right, you're pushing it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like 3-strike rule.
3-strike rule, you know.
He said 1 minor fine, 2 fine, 3 you're pushing it now.
But that's why I decided to
We've got a court case.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that?
I'm confused. Can you just... Now my heart's beating. What have you got caught for?
I don't want to talk about it. It's mad.
Oh, he impregnated a 15-year-old and now he has court. Huh? You impregnated a 15-year-old?
She told me she was 16.
How old are you?
28.
Allowed to see.
And you know what it is, yeah? And this is how I know sometimes people are just stupid, because his mum posted a picture of him on Instagram and he's got his middle fingers up and she's like, fuck the haters.
Do you have a picture?
I will send that.
This guy's a dunce.
I will say there's something feels a little bit lackluster intellectually for
Picture
him.
for the camera or picture for you?
Oh.
Sorry, Koi.
Oh, I was saying for the camera. I thought if you had it,
I've got it.
You could just show it to the camera.
He's obviously stupid.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
it seems like there seems
He's stupid.
yeah, there seems to be something
F the
off,
haters.
seriously off there as well. But I don't want to like take away accountability if he's.
Oh, yeah, no, of course, no.
if he's-
I'm not saying this is an
yeah.
excuse. He's an idiot.
Yeah, but I don't even think that should even come up in conversation, just in case the courts hear it and they think, oh, maybe there is something. Because you know, the court, everyone listens to CDA. So
But he does.
just in case they think that. Yeah, but I just think he's dumb. I think he's been enabled. I think he's a spoilt,
entitled. Yeah.
child.
With a lot of bias.
It's really just that. But I did want to read a quote from Zizi because I think that sometimes sometimes when black women speak, especially dark-skinned black women, and they talk about like colorism and all that kind of stuff, because we talk about it so much now, I feel like when we even say colorism, men kind of roll their eyes, even if they're not doing it. They're thinking,
they're like,
here we go
we've heard
again,
this before,
kind of thing. But there's a reason why we feel this way, and it's not made up. It's not in our heads. So speaking on how he was talking about, not the girls that couldn't look like Jobber, before I even get there actually, because he then had a voice note.
Yes,
he sent to the girl actually.
we got the voice. We got the.
We got the voice note.
Yeah. If Brent, you don't mind, I think it'll be the second one.
See your kid.
It was like on chat to Ed. I was like, I'm meeting a bird today. This was on a live stream. He was like, oh, who are you meeting? I was like, I'm meeting this peng blackbird. I was like, you'd fucking fancy her. And I was like, do you know one of them black girls just doesn't look like a standard black girl? He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, they're just not coming like Drogba. It's just a fact, bruv. I don't know why these girls get impressed as well. I'm not racist, obviously. My dad is literally black. But it's like the majority of black girls aren't fit. And you are the very extreme of very fit blackbird. So it's just a fact. And all these butters blackbirds that literally look fucking clapped, that no one wants to go near, are now pressed.
Jesus Christ.
But do you know why pretty for a dark-skinned girl that's literally
damaging?
That is literally what is meant. That's what we hear. Like, that's what you hear when someone says pretty for a dark-skinned. I'm surrounded by a lot of guys who love dark-skinned girls. I'm sorry, I go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. And I found that in this white country, I can find little pockets of people that celebrate me and my skin tone and black women in general. But when people say pretty for a dark-skinned girl and people thought that we're being too dramatic, like, don't tell me how to feel. Like, this is what we're hearing. That's the short, quick version of that whole sentence he said. Most black girls look like Didier Drogba. Are you fucking insane, blind and dumb? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is actually wrong with you? And can you imagine how many dark-skinned black girls he would come across and make feel that way? Like, make them feel like they look like a male football player in their developing years. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so damaging. And then, so when you hear backlash, or when you hear that kind of a trauma response from black women and all that energy, you need to understand maybe it's not directed at you. They're talking to him. Yeah. Hims, the square-headed ones. Like, do you know what I mean? So
I think sometimes as black men, especially black men who don't follow that same rhetoric as him, we forget that, men like that do exist.
Yep.
Within our circles, obviously we don't think this way, we don't hear it. So sometimes when when we're in front of a black woman who's expressing her, frustration, we're almost like, is this even happening? Like we almost question it. But then we get reminders like this, that there are idiots out there who think like this, and it's disgusting.
And you know what? That's why I get annoyed here when, say that conversation's happening, and then you've got black men who Like, because you would listen, right?
Mm.
If we told you something,
Yeah.
you would listen. You wouldn't just say, "Oh, you're being dramatic," or "You're reading into it." Or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
you wouldn't play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But there are some men out there who,
They
when
love that
we're
job.
talking, they're just like, "Oh, here you guys go again. You guys nitpick." Like, just because you don't do it, and your people in your circle don't do it, or they don't do it while you're there, because there is that too. There's that
Yeah.
conversation to be had one day. But just because you don't witness it doesn't mean it's not happening. Doesn't mean that it's not real to us. And even sometimes when I talk here, I don't always have time to say some men. I always say, whenever I say men or I say women, it's implied that it's some. Because I'll be honest with you, when people say, if you sat there and we're saying women, if it doesn't apply to me, it makes no difference to me. Whatever you're saying, I'm accepting that this is how you feel and whatever. I don't like, I'm not triggered by anything you're saying, right? But sometimes when women are talking about these things in the moment, they're like, oh, like men did it, and guys are like, it's some men. Shut up, first of all. Where's the Stefflon done? Shut up. Okay, no one asked you. But again, do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of guys just dismiss them because they don't see it, or it's not something that something is foreign to them. They just assume that, oh, women are just going on one of their rants again, blah, 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 blah. But I do want to read out the quote from Zizi. So she said, shake my head. The sad thing is, he isn't the only one who thinks like this. Statistics show that on dating apps, Black women are the least desired. So when men want to gaslight us and tell us it's all in our heads, how we're treated or made to feel on a daily basis, most of us didn't even need to hear these words because we feel this kind of energy on a regular. This is the reality. Ladies, don't even wind yourself up with these kind of man. Ain't worth it. Bunch of pussy holes, to be honest. And I will say as well, I'm proud of the girl that he went on a date with, because obviously she did come out and say, I didn't know about any of this. I didn't know this is what I was thinking, all that kind of stuff. And she's the one who then released his other voice note where he's trying to clear things up. So I'm proud of her for doing that, because unfortunately, there are some girls who, if a guy's not talking about them in particular, they're fine. Forgetting that they've got cousins, they've got friends, they've got sisters who these words will affect. So as long as I'm in the clear, I'm good. So I'm proud of her for that. And shout out to her.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you feel like Black men hold a similar sentiment?
To what?
Like, as this?
Yes.
Serious?
Absolutely.
Like capital.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
I think I've experienced more Black men who hold the sentiment than I have mixed race men.
Serious?
Yeah.
I luckily,
Absolutely.
I don't know where the mixed race people are in my life. I don't.
I will tell you, I will say just one word, 2 words, 3, sorry. The Twitter community.
Yeah.
The what?
The Twitter community. The
Oh,
scandal
you mean
happens.
that particular community?
That was a reflection.
I mean,
this was this.
I mean, in real life, I feel like I see a lot of, and you know what? I feel like everyone's defensive, innit? So you'll see a black man I will see a black man with a white woman on the train. Bear in mind that I'm very comfortable with my skin. My skin, my community is something I'm really proud of, right? So, but he immediately thinks I'm gonna say something, and he immediately thinks, like,
you could tell.
You're thinking,
like,
yeah, it happens to me all the time.
he
It
looks
happens
at me like I'm
all the
gonna,
time.
and like, bro, I'm trying to get to Paddington. No one's
not checking
even
for you.
You know,
No one's checking
the
for
funniest
you.
one. Do you remember the whole Black Lives Matter movement? When was that? Sometime last year, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was going to a protest
Yeah.
in, I think it will start off in Vauxhall, everyone's going towards Westminster. So obviously, there's droves of Black people everywhere. I saw a Black man with his white wife and
He
the
must
baby.
have felt.
The way he looked at me,
I'm sorry, brother.
so much embarrassment.
He said I let you down.
You know, like, I was like, this is
This is you. This is all you, bro.
I don't mind, but the way he looked at me, I was like,
But they're
What am I gonna do? Jump out because of the process?
Yeah.
They're probably projecting what they've experienced from more, like, people that are more hostile.
Yeah.
But for me as well, I do think it's very real. I think it's very real when I see sometimes the French Twitter community as well. I think the way that they have managed to, like, really take all the pride out of a lot of Black people in France is crazy to me. Like,
That's why I love Chloe Katembo so much.
Yeah, she's stunning. She's stunning.
Yeah,
But
she's
like,
stunning.
so I see it in a lot of other communities as well. Yeah, I see it all the time. Boy, I see it a lot. I do see it a lot. But
No,
like
honestly.
I said, I go where I'm celebrated. But I see it.
Yeah, it's very, very out.
Yeah.
Even in this big 2022.
Especially if they grew up in places that are not majority Black. But you know what happens? This is my theory, right? They grew up in a place where it's not majority Black, so they don't identify culturally as Black, right? So when they meet other Black people that do identify culturally as Black, they feel left out of that, yeah? So they just kind of stick closer to their white friends who culturally they connect with. And then they start to feel like, it's like, I don't know if it's house nigger syndrome, but they start to feel like
They're better.
They have to feel something, right? They don't feel connected to what is, and I think also as Black people, we need to stop identifying culture as being Black as well, because it leaves a lot of people out. Like, I remember talking about my friend who likes K-pop and that, and how she struggled growing up, not feeling like she identified as black. But anyway, so they grew up in this place where white is the standard, white is the beauty, and they managed to like kind of like be part of that community. At some point, I feel like they just think it's me versus them. It's like a fight in their own head that they project.
I have another theory where it's guys who have grown up in the black community and everything black and all that kind of stuff, but for some reason they just associate like white women or whatever with like it's basically they associate black women with problematic because of maybe the way their home has been or whatever it has been. They think this is chaos. They associate black women with chaos, right? And angry black women and all these other stereotypes that were just problematic. And then they think that over there, that's where they can get peace. But boy, do I have news for you.
Yeah, no, that's another thing I hear. Like, I don't know if the only time they turn on their TV, they see Love and Hip Hop or whatever, but they really think of us as like loud, screechy, garish.
I just think it's how they've been socialized. That black women are just troublesome and we're just a burden.
Yeah, and then white women are like graceful and even when they do see like this is where I know it's fucked up, and this is why I think stupidity is a key ingredient. Yeah, all upbringing or socialization, because when that same quality of outgoingness and that is on Italian women or Spanish women, we already know this. It's seen as attractive, so it is our skin that's being punished.
Because they love a spicy Latina and woman who speaks the first word, all that kind of stuff. But when it's a black woman, you're just angry. You're a nag. Oh, that's the one. You're a nag.
We even saw it on Love Island when that white woman, I can't remember her name, Gail. I don't know what her name was, but she was dating Teddy. When she was
Faye.
When Faye was screaming and shouting, I felt for Teddy. Like
but that's different though. Because I don't think black men thought that was like
but
if a black woman did that with him,
when he had a back and forth with Kaz. And Kaz was just defending why she didn't vote for him. All of a sudden, he had
balls.
Oh, really?
He was like, why don't you just say what you really... Like, he had vim for Kaz. Because if Kaz is not as fragile or as gentle as... Anyway, man.
Those are the type of black guys that like I don't even consider, to be honest.
And I don't consider him a loss either. If that's how you think, please stay far away from us. This guy
here
is not a loss for our community.
And I will keep telling you guys, don't be anybody's first black girl.
And this is
second or third.
And this is why I was asking, like, if like real black guys like hold that same sentiment. Well, obviously, I guess you lot are kind of making a differentiation in it. Because like black guys like me, Yusuf, Margs, like regular normal people from London.
By the way, Margs was disgusted by this. Margs was on that put into the group. I'm just saying he's going to talk about this on Monday probably, but Margs brought this into the group and was like, guys, he's going to be done out here. So yeah, we'll handle that. Margs will say so.
Like normal black people like from London and stuff. Like surely we don't like you lot don't face that from people like us though. Surely it must be these weird like
weirdos.
100%.
No, there are,
There are.
Like,
I'm sorry about that, Emman. I know you're new to this social media.
But the streets is violent.
No, there's guys that I know who grew up in South London, born and bred, just whatever, and they prefer white women. I'm not saying that they prefer white women because they have negative things to say about black women, because I haven't had the conversation with them or whatever. But it happens.
I mean, I guess like I can't knock someone's preferences. I may think it's weird and stupid, but
I know we can't.
But at the same time,
can I try?
I can.
No, but it's different to say I prefer this, and it's different to prefer something than to say I don't like this and this is bad and this is so.
Do you know how I always know if it's a preference, right? Because everyone's preference is a preference. My preference is Nigerian Yoruba. That's my preference. No one can beat me. But how I know it's a preference here is if you just like white women and that's fine, and you're surrounded by black women and you compliment them, you can see good, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
When I know you're working for the devil is when you say I like white women because black women are this.
Exactly.
Like I've had white people that I know, white associates, friends, or whatever, tell me why it is that they're with a black guy and telling me that it's because the black guy doesn't like black girls because now black girls are like you guys are quite like sassy. I'm looking at you like, are you okay?
I've heard that as well. That's another thing. Don't bring shame onto my people then, because like speaking to white girls and them tiptoeing around that idea of, I date white guys. She's already up for a fight, or she feels like a fight is coming. I can see she's defensive. I date black guys, but it's not really my fault. Like they just say that like I understand them a bit better. They feel like they can relax with me a bit better. And I'm looking And I'm saying it's not your fault. Somebody has put steam in your engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody, that's a black man, has put steam in your
100%,
engine for
yeah.
you to stand here, like the way you're standing with your legs like that,
Yeah.
and say that to me. And for me personally, I have I believe I have no problem with interracial relationship. But I think, do you? I don't want to be someone's girlfriend because of political stance. Be like what you like. But I do think, and I'm gonna hide my face a little bit for this one. I do think if you are anyone, white, black, whatever, and you find that you have a preference for something outside of your race, I think it's really healthy for you to ask yourself why. I don't think you even need to do anything with that, but I think it's really, because I think in every other stage in life, I find that people usually gather around whoever looks like them or is like them. In every stage, animals do it, everybody does it.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to understand your motivation. I'm not even going to tell you to change it or anything like that, but if your motivation is because of what you've seen on TV or whatever, that relationship is bound to be a disappointment. If it's based on believing another group is terrible, then it lacks logic. Like, just really ask yourself why. Like I said, I already said I'm open to dating.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think you need to ask yourself. I just don't. I see black women. I'm just like, beautiful black women outnumber postmen. Like, there's so, I don't know. There's so many of us.
Yeah,
I think we're spoiled. So I sometimes have to think to myself. So you walk down the road and saw 12 beautiful black women, ready, primed. The sun was eating their skin. Their skin was eating the sun, and you didn't see anything beautiful about that. I think you got to question yourself a little bit.
Going back to what Emman was saying about, you thinking that, guys like us wouldn't think that way. Yeah. I do see a pattern throughout my life. The men that I, have known who have maybe exclusively dated white women or prefer white women, there's always been something about them. But when I look at them, I think there's something about you. I can't imagine you with a black woman.
Yeah.
I can't, the way you are as a person, I can't even imagine you talking to a black woman.
Yeah.
So I can.
What, like black guys?
There's a pattern. And
No, I can sniff them out.
And it might be that,
Okay, what is it? Let's say that this. Let's
okay, cool.
them.
All right. Some of them.
Brent's laughing for a reason.
No, because some of them are a bit white acted. So they might be a bit of a coconut, a bit of Uncle Tom, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But apart from that, some of them are just very they have very timid demeanor.
It doesn't take confidence.
They don't have much confidence. They're kind of, maybe a little bit introverted, and it's hard to describe. But when I see it, I know it.
Yeah.
I know.
So do you think, because this is the kind of conversation you could only get on TDA. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's a thing, where they want a black woman, but they've striked out so many times that they're just like,
I don't know.
And I think sorry, sir. Some of these men, they don't have the minerals. They don't have they don't have what it takes to be a black woman. Like they're just too. You know what I mean?
But
When
I
you
know
see it,
exactly
you know,
what you
innit?
mean. And that's what I was gonna say. I was thinking, but I also think that comes in insecurity where they don't believe that they do, because you probably can if you're, because there's different types of black women. There's outspoken ones, there's quiet ones, introverted
that's
ones.
what I'm saying.
But I think that they just don't think that they're gonna be good enough, or that they fit into. Maybe they don't feel like they fit into the culture to date a black woman. But I also think as well, some of it, I think that people have been socialized to see black women in a certain way. So they're never going to go and find out. They're going to be like, this is what I hear. And this is what, I don't know, maybe I've seen my friends or whatever it is. So I'm going to avoid it. But honestly, I'm a views from that. I can
sniff it out.
Put a lineup of 12 men in front of me.
And you can tell.
I'll tell you the dating history. I can let you know.
Even the athletes?
Oh. Those ones?
I think the athletes are a bit of an anomaly because
we
don't
defend the athletes.
No, but okay, cool. The narrative, do you believe the narrative that a lot of athletes exclusively date white women?
A lot of, yes.
Yeah.
I think the stats
I
is
do.
very high.
I just,
Yeah. You know what it is? I think, obviously, we don't know everyone's partner,
exactly.
innit? I think, like, we'll see, I don't know, a Pogba or... And there was a narrative that a lot of the French dark-skinned ones, they were the ones who were, like, perpetrating...
A narrative or factual.
Or reality.
Cool. Narrative, I'm using narrative as a
matrix
loose,
or facts.
a loose word. I think optics and what we've seen, we've seen a lot of darker skinned French athletes, footballers with with white partners. Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were going to talk about the bleaching, but let's not do that.
That is a separate show.
That's
other show.
See you on Monday, guys.
Yep.
But obviously there are examples of black with black as well. So I don't know if this narrative that that the majority of athletes date white women is true.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
A lot of guys say it's not true.
I don't think it's the 100% concrete truth. I don't.
Yeah.
Because I can give examples of, black on black. I can give examples of black on white. I can give both. I don't know which one outweighs what.
I think it's the more visible ones.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Maybe
some more visible ones.
It's optics, yeah.
And I feel like, and if I'm wrong, correct me, right? I feel like as black women, you guys would prefer or want to see your black brothers with black women as well. So I feel like when you see a black man with a black woman, it's a black white woman. Sorry, a black man with a white woman. It kind of sticks out because that might not be what you want to see. Yes or no?
Do you know what it is? I think
I
so your question is that would we rather see black...
Would you guys prefer to see black men with black women, period? As in, that's your preference of choice?
Don't shame my game, yes.
For me, I just don't understand why it's common that the opposite. Like, it just logically, I think it makes sense. Yeah. So yes. Logically, I think it would even be good messaging.
Yeah.
I love black love.
Like, so then
beautiful.
when you see a black man and a white woman, does that stick out to you then? Like when you see it, you know what I mean?
No, because it feels like the norm.
Because when you see black on black, it's like, oh, that's normal to me. That's every day. So you don't really make a mental note of it.
I don't really, do you know, it doesn't really stick out.
Yeah.
Do you know what's sad? I think it sticks out more when I see a black woman with a white man.
That sticks out more.
I think that's the rarest of the...
That's rare.
The rarest.
I feel like I see...
Because I feel like...
The darker skinned women, I feel like I see so often dark skinned women with a white guy.
That's what I'm talking about. I said, that's what I said.
But I don't think that's rare. I think that's like... I feel like I see
no, but I'm saying compared to a black man with a white woman and a black woman with a white man, the black woman with a white man is more... Gives me a thought for... What's that thing? Food for thought. That's it. I was going to say thing for thought. A food for thought than I think with the black man with the white woman.
And the same way you said you can line up black guys and you can tell who likes white women.
Can I do that with black women as well?
Yeah,
I can.
Okay.
Really?
What are the traits?
I think it's kind of similar to the black guys as well, where they tend to be like the girls are quite kind of quirky-ish, introverted. I feel like they don't really spend a lot of time, I would say, with black people. Like they're not very, from experience, they're not very in the black culture like that. And that's what makes that. I think that's what gets them very open-minded to date from other races.
Would it be safe to say that people who grew up outside of London are more inclined, like the ones who grew up in Surrey and Kent and Shropshire and all these places, who are around white people from when they were young to the older, it's almost, would you say, normal for them to go? Because obviously that's who they're around.
That's what they're... Yeah, I think it's who they're around. Yeah, statistically, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
But I do think that there are people where, don't matter where you raise me in the barn,
yeah,
I'm going to go for a black man. I'm going for a black man. But you know what? With the athletes quickly, with the athletes thing, I just think that sometimes black people will have money and they think that having money is an upgrade in life, right? And they feel like I need to upgrade every other area of my life, and upgrading my dating side is being with a white partner.
I think that's crazy, because if I was an athlete, and
especially athletes,
just say I was a young athlete, just made it to the NFL rookie, I'm trying to go for the best black girl I can find.
That's
exactly what I mean. Like,
that's because you like black women. That's it. Like that's where your preference starts and stops. For men who are more, I suppose, maybe more open in what they want to date. I genuinely do believe that a lot of athletes, when they get signed and when they, even rappers and stuff, when they have money, it's an up. My other areas of my life have been upgraded, my car, my house, all that stuff. The next thing is to upgrade in my dating pool. And for them, a lot of them see that as
a white blonde woman.
A white blonde woman.
Yeah. And also, I don't care who anyone dates.
Oh yeah, none of us care.
Date who you want to date. Just don't put down anyone else in the process.
Exactly.
That's it.
And also,
great way to end that.
And also, because I think it's very important to always dig into yourself, I think ask yourself why.
Like, I ask myself why.
It's not scary. Question everything. Question your faith. Question everything. Like, ask yourself why. Like, because at the root of that, we're gonna get a lot of answers. So that would be my thing anyway.
I feel like in everything you should question yourself. Even me, my love for Nigerian men and Yoruba, I question myself why.
I think we all do this. But remember the roller coaster. It's fun. All right then, guys. Let's head into our date. No, the people's journal. Let's go. Oh, he's breaking
my heart. You're breaking my
Guys, there's a bit of a production passer between Esther and Emman, but we're making it make sense. We're giving you all the news somehow.
Yes. So welcome to People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. So Missguided back in the news again. But this might be a good thing though.
Is it? Okay.
Because they've been bought.
By who? Is it PLT?
Can you imagine? That'd be so
by the
cheeky.
Frasers Group.
Okay.
Who did they run?
So
they
own Miss Fraser. Isn't
House of Fraser.
House of Fraser.
Yeah, House of Fraser, yeah.
I know I said Miss Fraser.
Miss Fraser?
Miss who?
I don't know I said that.
Yeah, so House of Fraser, Sports Direct. Yeah, that company. They bought
No, they can do
Missguided.
something with it because they don't
Yeah,
have
exactly.
a tentacle.
Do you know what?
Tentacle.
Sports Direct is still going strong after these years.
And they've been
This is a
closing
good
down
thing.
for
You know what I'm
10 years.
They've been
and they have the
down
best
sale.
mugs. If you're a Nigerian dad, you have one of them Sports Direct
Them
mugs for
mugs are
sure.
massive.
I
That
love
is
it.
crazy. Yeah, I've got one at home.
Yeah, see?
They're like,
I told you.
You're drinking a jug of
That
tea.
big.
Dead ass.
Jug of tea.
And they bought it for, guess how much?
Can I guess?
16 million.
Is it
Okay,
the
yeah, let's
same?
all guess.
Okay, 16.
Okay, I would say 120.
Okay.
They always have 50% off. What do you think they're giving them that money? I would say maybe like 5 million.
One person is completely way off.
Is it
Me.
me?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
What did you say?
I was
120?
thinking if that was the cost for
That's the
people
cost
to
of
go to
Rwanda.
then I was like, maybe it's a cost for
Nah, they always do 50% off.
20 million.
20 million.
20.
I was close still.
I could have got that.
Could have, but you didn't.
Yeah, good.
Could have, should have, would have.
What,
You
like-
didn't.
Like, where's
20 million.
Missguided rank? Like, what is it?
He's one.
Yeah.
So let me tell. I could tell you.
Okay.
Growing up, Missguided was one of the first
The
outside
baddie.
of ASOS. Because ASOS was like for everybody. It wasn't the
Okay.
easiest to navigate in terms of finding clothes for that
Still
you
isn't.
would like,
It's a
right?
skill.
Right. But
Yeah.
the Missguided was like the first step towards Pretty Little Thing, like very targeted
I feel
towards
like,
the
yeah,
young,
like retail.
retail fun fashion
Yeah.
stuff, especially because nobody was trying to pay the prices for Fashion Nova and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It was very much, this is for us.
Is it like Boohoo?
Nah,
but
Boohoo is owned by the
Boohoo's-
same guy that owns PLT, but
Nah.
Boohoo is like a different.
I think that's
Okay.
more value. That's more like,
was it?
Boohoo is
Yeah.
more like affordable. Like they were all affordable.
Did you say that? you
Okay,
know?
oh, so
Sometimes
Missguided
they
is
trust-
more,
Nah, they-
it's higher
But
up.
Missguided was like a flag, the flag of
Yeah.
fashion. Yeah, cool.
Top Shop.
No,
No,
Nah,
Top
no,
Shop,
because
yeah.
this is we're talking. Mostly Missguided is online.
It's online.
Okay.
They tried to open a
okay.
store, Stratford. It was alright.
I
Didn't give.
Yeah.
Mm.
Didn't give.
But it was
didn't do what they
online.
thought it was gonna do.
It was my
Okay.
first probably online purchase actually. Like it was,
Yeah.
So,
So
anyway,
this online, so we can't compare it to the high street.
To the high
New
street.
Look, H&M. No. So
Okay.
this is just an
but it's
online
fashion. It's
belt.
a fashion girl babe. It was a fashion babe thing at
It was
one
a fashion
point.
babe
It
thing.
was-
Absolutely.
Then what it didn't have like. Then you have Pretty Little Thing, which was like it on steroids. It was giving you new fashion every.
Yeah.
You go on Pretty Little Thing new in, you're gonna find a new drop every single time.
Yeah.
Pretty Little Thing was way cheaper. I feel like as well.
Yeah, it was.
And it also did this delivery thing really, really well. It was next day delivery and super
Yeah.
cheap if you want to do the VIP delivery.
Yeah.
I felt like Missguided was slagging behind.
Can I say that? Do you know what it became? You know how like when we were younger, New Look was like the place. Then New Look became like old. It felt like, so basically PLT was more with trends.
Okay.
And then Missguided wasn't really keeping up as they should. Even
Yes.
now, they're not quite keeping up.
But I would say their jeans, like I said
Yeah,
yesterday.
I need to check out the jeans.
The
before they
jeans
close
are
down.
really,
I
really
don't
good.
like that anymore.
Like I just so that's where it sits. It's not for fashion.
It was an
babe.
OG.
You could check it out,
Yeah.
but you won't be surprised if you don't find something.
Oh,
What's it? How come men don't have these equivalents?
Because you lot spend all your money on a Gucci belt and wrap it around.
That's
I
definitely
never, I
not-
never,
that's
I
a
never
patriarchy,
actually
that's
bought a
not-
Gucci belt or Louis Vuitton belt. I didn't. I wasn't part of that fad.
Well, you gifted.
A Gucci belt? No, I didn't have a Gucci belt.
Is it okay?
No.
Do you know I hated Gucci belt? Oh,
What's that?
I can't do
G-
that.
I said,
floppy
what
jeans.
belts did you use?
So what the belts did you use?
I don't know, Zara belts, Next
Okay.
belts,
That's
whatever.
good.
But you know
I
what
love
is
that.
when
I
you're
hated the
when you
Gucci
got when you're a muscle man, yeah, and you know you're pleasant looking. I don't think he had to put as much
You
work
definitely didn't
into
have to.
to the fashion.
Because the guys that had the Gucci belts.
I'm not gonna lie, back then I couldn't justify paying
Yeah,
that
yeah,
money.
that as well, that
was
as
one of the
well.
main reasons I should pay a couple £100 for a belt.
Belt.
nigga.
When
I said, like, if I say cheap, you
How
go to
old
the
were
gym.
you?
I'll go to the gym instead.
How old were you when you got your first pair of like good trainers?
When I was in year 11,
Wow.
I saved up £110 and I bought some TNs.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I lied to my mum that they cost £60.
Yeah, you had to.
You have to.
What about you, Esther?
I can't lie. Kind of always just.
All right, what we're not going to do Gen Z is... So mine was definitely year 7. But let me tell you, it was total 90s, right? PE. I thought I was sick. My mum bought size 8. To this day, I'm still not size 8. She bought size 8.
Wow.
Like, you
Grow
grow
into it.
into it.
Hold on,
Please tell me she got the trainers.
what size were you back then?
Guys, still to this day, 5.5.
Please tell me.
She bought you an 8 and you
She
were
bought-
5.5.
Please tell me you
Guys,
still
my
got
mum
them.
bought me a size 8.
Auntie was
and-
bugging, sorry.
Have you got them?
No, what do you
They're
mean?
them
I
in
don't-
vintage. I'm a holder. I keep
I don't know.
things.
No, I don't know where it is, but I don't even have it. But I remember
could've sold
actually
them,
maybe
you know.
size 7. But
A
I
whole
remember
3 sizes.
I remember she
That's
said
wild.
you're gonna. Cause this was growth spurt times, isn't it? She thought I was gonna.
What do you want to be a
mad-
giant?
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
Damn.
Mom, have you seen your height and Dad's height? This is a cap.
I'm capped.
I'm at the top.
Hold on, but did she buy them for you to hold until you grew or to wear them now? And
PE was starting.
Because you know, like, I don't know what it is with African parents. They buy you, like, How fast do you think I grow?
You have a
telling
size
you.
Full
problem.
cardigan.
Do you know
You
how
have
wild that
body.
is?
You have body dysmorphia with Nigerian parents. No, God forbid, innit? But as in, they always have this thing of you don't fit your clothes well. I don't know what they're looking for. I think my mom wanted me to wear loose clothes to maximize my
Yeah.
Christianity.
And loose feet as well.
And loose feet as well. but yeah, I don't know.
That's the
But
worst.
I want to say about the body must.
Did I show you out when you were in year 7 and you got big shoes? You
Yeah.
look like clown
But
feet?
I've literally been
Wow.
about this size and shape since like years.
I remember one time when I was in college, I really needed to buy a new pair of trainers because everything I had was on the ropes, innit? So I went and bought.
Not on the
I went and
ropes.
bought some superstars. Adidas superstars.
Yeah.
But they were too big for me. But because I really needed them for like Monday,
Yeah.
I bought them anyway.
Oh.
I'm walking. Then you're gripping your toes so the feet doesn't come off.
Yes.
I'd done the same.
you're doing
Fam,
your
I'm walking
feet.
around gripping the toes
So
so
that
the
you're
shoe stays on the floor.
Oh my, I relate to you so much.
It was painful still.
What about you, man?
That I bought myself.
Just like proper nice trainers, whether your parents bought it for you, whatever.
Gosh.
My mum bought me a pair of 110s, when I
Oh,
was in like
that wasn't light.
year 6 or something.
I heard they were called 110 because they cost 110 at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But now they don't. They cost
Yeah.
No, now they're
160.
like 200.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
crazy.
Wow, I got to
Crazy.
say.
So what, Esther, since what, like year 2, you were just rolling
Do you
out
know what?
in Air
Big up my
Jordans?
mum every time.
Beta.
My mum's amazing. That's what I was
So is mine. Do you know what's head
No, no.
size? That's size 7. My mom was giving me covered, okay? But,
No, I've been my mum, yeah. I can't remember exactly, but
you're also
maybe, do you know what,
a
maybe
younger
when-
child, innit?
no, I'm a girl. No, I wish I was.
Oh shit.
My life would be so much easier. No, okay, let me say a pair that I bought myself.
Mhm.
Maybe like year 11 or year 12, maybe.
Okay. When I
That
started
bought
working at
mine,
Full
as in
Locker.
I started working.
I always
got
want
my
to
money.
work at Full
When I
Locker,
worked
you
at Full Locker, yeah,
Mm.
my training game changed.
I'm jealous
different.
still.
Yeah.
I was probably, I think it also increased my wife ability.
because niggas want a discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use that to
Because I didn't know what to do with that. There's been
I
a
didn't
lot of
like- I didn't
messages
like
Yo,
it.
today.
what? Being 16, being a little cute petite like I am, and then on top of that, you can get discount on trainers. Are you mad?
That
I
is
was
the dream, you know.
I was a kingpin.
I would have latched onto Koi so badly. Bro.
But yes,
Alright, yeah, so
Guys have no shame in this place.
we are definitely behind time today.
sorry.
But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is basically driving tests. There's a hustle going on, you know.
It's a tussle.
It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
It's a tussle. You got
Just
to
ba-
pass.
You need to get a girlfriend or boyfriend.
So
Why? What's
basically,
the
people are bulk booking driving tests.
Mm-hmm.
in case they fail? And
No,
then-
no, and selling them.
No.
I'm telling you.
It's not a
Reselling
black
driving.
market for driving tests.
Why did you let us talk about trainers when you had this breaking news? What?
Yeah. So pretty much, learner drivers say they've had to pay more than £200 for practical tests because it's like
Makes
there's
sense.
a crazy backlog.
Yeah, there's a crazy
Yeah.
backlog. That's what you were talking about.
Mm.
There's a crazy backlog, yeah. And literally, when I tell you, it's coming like what's it called? Beyonce tickets. Like my
Rough-
sister kept
raffle.
refreshing. Thank God she passed. I said, I know you're gonna have to do the next test in 2024 because she kept every day
Yeah.
you wake up is the first thing on your mind.
Yeah.
You're refreshing,
Mhm.
and then like you might have been your driving instructor might have said you're even confident enough to drive.
Mm.
You gotta book it because it's
Mm.
the only one there.
Yeah.
You gotta book it and do
Yeah.
block lessons.
But how
It's
do you
been
really
crazy.
sell a driving test? Because when you book it, you put your driver license in, your details. So how do you sell that to someone else?
So this is what I was thinking, but apparently it says one of the operators say it's an automated software that they use to book the tests.
Yeah.
So I don't think some of those details
I
are
filled
necessary.
in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
How
I'm
much
not
they
sure if
making?
it's changed since our time, but
Yeah, it must have changed. Because,
How much are they making?
well, basically the standard fee is £62 for a weekday test or £75 one in the evening. But yeah,
The
people
bump
are,
is real.
like one woman had to pay £235.
Why is it coming with a free car? She's doing too much.
Did you pass your test first time around?
I did.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
So anyway,
Yes, I was going around the room, yes.
anyway, what I would like to do right now is move on to.
No, but I want to know. Sorry,
Wait.
did you pass yours?
Yeah,
first
did
time?
you pass?
No,
yours?
I passed second time.
Okay, that's
You man?
great.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, and yeah.
Oh, look at you. Teacher's pets.
Yeah,
Anyway,
man.
yeah, I passed the
I
first
was shocked
time.
when I passed.
Pussy yours, man.
I
What
think
about
you
the
were
planet?
sure.
What about the planet?
What about you, Kurt?
So Wellness Wednesday.
What about
A
you,
lot
Kurt?
of people visit. Can we get the music to begin musicking?
I think so.
Wow.
Wait.
No, what?
Have you
Even-
taken a test before?
Listen,
No, I want to know whether or not you've...
I don't even do
No,
the
but
show
I'll be
anymore.
honest with you, yeah. You're a girl, you're fine with it.
No,
You don't have to drive.
What's everyone saying?
Why is the mic not near you?
I'm helping you.
No, we're not going to listen.
Shut
Wellness Wednesday.
No, I want to
don't
find
like-
out. No, I want to
don't like
find
this.
out whether or not you've maybe
We're not
failed
friends like that.
tests.
You're not even a part part of the show yet. Leave me alone. Defense.
Yesterday she said you passed. Look at that. Look how quick people
Crazy.
turn on you.
Backlash is crazy.
All right.
Crazy
So-
scenes.
I don't feel like a keeping right now. But yeah, if we can go into Wellness Wednesdays, because I feel like I need to feel better.
So Wellness Wednesdays, as you lot should know by now. To be fair, we only did it once, innit? But
You should have stuck with it. It was strong when you said
You
it.
should know by now.
You should have.
We've done it once.
But yeah, it's just us kind
Show's
of,
ridiculous.
making an attempt to encourage and edify ourselves and
Ooh,
obviously
nice.
the listeners out there, the
Amen.
viewers, with quotes from, people who have some wisdom. So
Mhm.
today's quotes, well, 3 quotes actually, I'm just going to say them real quickly, are from someone called Nikki Giovanni. She was like a poet and a black activist from the
people them.
60s. Yes.
Was she half Italian?
No, I don't think
That's-
so. Yeah.
Giovanni sounded like a.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right, continue.
But yeah, but she was a brilliant writer and poet, man. Yeah. So this is what she said. A lot of people resist transition and therefore never allow themselves to enjoy who they are. Embrace the change, no matter what it is. Once you do, you can learn about the new world you're in and take advantage of it. She also said, I really don't think life is about the I could have beens. Life is only about the I tried to do. I don't mind the failure, but I can't imagine that I'll forgive myself if I didn't try. Last quote is, I'm totally fascinated by people and our history as I understand and continue to explore it. People have so much to give and so far to go, and yet we have given and gone a great distance. It's really just interesting to me to ask why not and see where that takes me. So yeah.
The second one was giving me open the door, close the door.
I'm so
No,
confused.
You guys are uncultured.
We determined that yesterday. I'm not trying to act.
I really like these
Same
sentiments.
here.
They are,
Same here.
these are important. I think we focus way too much on tomorrow, me included sometimes, and not enough on giving it a go, trying, and having a better relationship with failure. So
Yeah.
I like that.
The Nigerian in me just said, God forbid, when you said that.
What?
We said having a better relationship with failure.
No, I know, but that's the thing. Like, I realize people that I fucking rate. Why did I swear? It was unnecessary.
I don't know why you did that.
But people that I rate, yeah, it's not that they don't fail. It's that they don't see it as a reflection of their
Yeah.
worth when
Yeah.
they do. It's
Ooh,
like
that's
get
the
up and
word.
go again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this
Is that-
is a necessary part of the process.
A necessary part of the process.
But does obviously if it happens once, then yeah. But if it keeps recurring, then what's the process then?
Well, then I think
Mm.
If you believe in what you're doing,
So how many failures does it take for you to say, you know what, maybe this isn't for me?
I
I think it depends what it is that you're doing, you know. And I think it's a level of thought planning and stuff that you put into what you're doing
Mm.
that will
Yeah.
make you keep going.
Because
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not to give up; it's to change your approach. It's
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
do you know what I
exactly.
mean? It's
So
to like sharpen up
yeah.
your approach.
Because you're
Yeah.
not starting. Because have you heard that quote where it's like you're not starting again? You're not starting afresh. You're starting with experience. So
Yeah.
Mm.
depending on how many times you keep failing,
Yeah.
there's something wrong. Maybe that
This
keeps.
is it.
That's
Yeah.
the reason why you keep failing.
This
So
is
just keep fine tuning it.
But do you believe that, not some things aren't for you? So, people say, persevere, be optimistic,
Mm.
I don't.
try. But what if this thing you're chasing isn't for you? And maybe your failures is God telling you, you know what, this isn't for you. Maybe try something else.
Mm.
Do we
You know what I
do we
think?
sometimes think that as well?
I do think that there's some things that are not for you, but I do think that in what I'm maybe doing that's not for me,
Mm.
that could lead me to something that is for me.
Yeah, for sure.
So really, I had to go to that path, to
To
that path, to
veer
get
off
to.
and get
Exactly.
to it.
I wanna
Yeah,
get to-
I heard
yeah.
this sick thing the other day, yeah. Like for people that are stuck, right?
Mm.
Sometimes when you're stuck, it's because you're trying to think of the best approach to move forward in it, and you're not going to move until you feel like you've planned something that's smart and safe and all of that.
Yeah.
Apparently, inspiration comes from just doing.
Mm.
Like no matter what you're doing, just start doing something.
Mm.
It's like you can't do surgery with no body. Start with something, and then that. And I felt like that was mind blowing. It blew the doors off the hinges for me because it was like, oh shit, why am I sitting here just planning and planning? Nigga, like not nigga.
Oh, dear. I thought we said the word more yet. Since we said we were not going to say the word.
Yeah, but it's like get up and do. In doing, you'll be inspired to do better. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But don't just sit down and pontificate. Is that the right word?
That is
Run with it. You should have run with it. You guys are not running with things when you say it.
Pontificate
Run with
it
it.
is.
Beautiful.
That
Thank
word is
you.
wild.
Yeah.
So you didn't know?
That was a real word.
That's a real word.
I never knew until today.
Right then.
Thank
So
you.
don't shut me down until you're sure. But yeah, anyway, that was a good Wellness Wednesday. I think
guys
we
are
all
no,
feel
okay.
we feel weller.
Yeah, no, that's not a real word, is it?
It's a word.
Brent?
It is.
And I
What?
used it correctly.
Pontificate?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
If, do you know what it is here?
No, wait, I think
Sometimes-
your delivery made it seem like
No,
it was-
I said it
do you know what
correctly.
I'll be honest with you, you sound shaky. if you sit in it, because I've made up a lot of words here, and none of you clocked. If
No,
you
we
sit
clocked.
in it,
We embrace you for who you are.
Yeah.
okay, thank you, I appreciate that. But if you sit in it and say with the confidence,
Do you know what it
believe
is? I'm an active learner. So when I said it, I just wanted to make sure that I used it correctly so I can use it with him next
that's
time.
good, that's
That's
good.
all it was. I'm not one of you people that like to just force things
Man
through.
said you people.
Yes, I said you people.
That's fine. She's talking about me. I'm the people. Yeah, I do that, and it works out.
All right, then thank you. We feel weller on a Wednesday.
You feel weller?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
I sat in it.
Unsit. Stand up.
Okay, cool. And just guys, just so you guys know, like I say every time at the end of one of these segments, if you want to join in, Ask for a Friend or Sis, What Will You Do are two of our segments that we do every week, right? So if you have a message you want to send in, start the message off with asking for a friend or Sis, What Would You Do, so we know who to give it to. If it's Sis, What Would You Do, it's me and Esther. You're going to get good
Always.
advice that's going to make your life better. If it's asking for a friend, you got Margs and Yusuf in the mix. It's 50-50. We don't know where it's going to go. But if you want to send a message in, it's 075 6484 1073. That's 075 6484 1073. You can also send it via email, which is tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. If you're DMing us, then feel free to do that. Just hashtag asking for a friend or Sis, What Would You Do at the start of your message. We can't wait to hear your problems. And then let's jump into the next headline. Did I do that so fast? Okay. I think it's just a mouthful.
Do you think that you say the number? You say when you say the number the first time, and you say, and that was, you go again,
Mhm.
like from ads.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why
I really want to. This is the career I want to do. Like I've been recent. Like when I hear shit like that on radio shows and ads
Yeah.
of that, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna.
That's
pick
me.
it
It's
up.
a bit of me. Amen.
So,
All right.
It's Wellness Wednesday.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
We can get weller than this.
That's it.
Well, sticking.
The
I love it.
wellest.
Yeah, I like it.
I think this is a bit of a trigger warning. I'm not sure.
Definitely
Yeah,
is.
definitely.
Okay.
I believe so.
So yeah.
No, say it.
Oh, sorry. Trigger warning. What is it?
Violence.
Against a
so
pregnant woman.
Violence against a pregnant woman. Yes. So unfortunately, got some news from Kansas City, where the police have shot a pregnant black woman 5 times. An eyewitness who videotaped the incident said the woman told Kansas City cops she was pregnant and couldn't lie down on the ground as commanded. So she made it clear.
Mm.
The incident started when police were reportedly attempted to arrest a man and woman in connection with a suspected carjacking. The man involved exited the vehicle and ran, jumped the fence. He got out of there. He was pursued by 3 officers. The woman, however, got out of the car and was ordered to the ground. The eyewitness says that the woman told the police she was pregnant and couldn't follow the command. The woman reportedly also told officers that there was a gun in the car and she had begun backing towards the fence. Authorities continued to approach her with their weapons drawn. She then ran 3 steps from them and they shot her 5 times. Shadanya, who was the witness, she says she did not even pull out a weapon on them. She did not even pull out a stick. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember it because it didn't stop. She said they shot 5 times, and I remember seeing her hit the ground, and I froze. Shadanya also claimed that the woman had her hands up moments before she was shot. Shadanya said she asked the assembled officers why the woman was shot, but obviously they didn't answer her. She also She also recorded part of the incident, which shows a pregnant woman lying on the ground with blood on her shirt as she was even being handcuffed. So after shooting her 5 times, they even handcuffed her.
It's sickening.
So yeah.
Is she alive?
I was trying to. I think she is. Yeah.
Okay.
I think she is. Yeah.
This is sick.
But yeah, I couldn't find much information besides this. But yeah, it's disgusting, man.
Not that it will make a difference, but I really want to know, the reasons why this happened.
Yeah, but 'cause I feel like they try and do the whole, we were threatened and try to run. That get your fitness up. You can't chase somebody. You must stop them with guns.
But she wasn't running anyways. She said she took 3 steps. Her hands were up, pregnant belly, nothing in my hands.
But they would say because she
Facing you.
took 3 steps, if trying to think she's running away. But
do
not
you
being funny,
shoot
she's a pregnant woman.
You
But you don't
didn't
shoot
shoot the
someone
man.
5
You didn't even
times.
shoot the man who ran away.
yes. That's true. I
Pregnant
forgot about
belly as
him.
well,
Overly-
facing you.
Bruv, they
Hands
didn't,
up.
They didn't shoot Dylan Roof, who shot up a church and killed massive
Thank you.
murder people. Like, I'm sick and tired of
Mm.
fucking police. Sorry.
The thing is that I think
It's true.
not you holding your lips when you said sorry, but for me personally, I feel like the issue here is that we are trying to understand spaces where they can use their guns. The problem is, in my opinion, they are too gun happy.
Mhm.
Their gun is like an extension of their hand for them. But the thing is that when you punch me, the likelihood of me dying is different than when you shoot at me. It's like they don't have skill beyond that. You know, like when someone's big, they might not be the best fighter, but because they just are big.
Yeah.
And I feel like this gun makes them big. You're dealing with a pregnant woman who's shown that she doesn't have a weapon. She's shown that she's
Her
not.
hands in the air.
She's
you know?
explained everything. It's all filmed. And the problem here is that there's not even repercussions for their crimes, because what's going to happen is that there's going to be a trial.
Yep.
3 of them are going to get off. 2 of them are going to be put on death duty, and we move on. How is things going to change if you don't want to take away guns and you don't want to enforce
This
consequences?
is not even about guns. This is just racism.
It's just racism.
It's just racism.
in the
It's not about
industry,
guns. It's
in
about
the
racism.
institution.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
racism.
what. Yeah, it's not even guns. It's racism. This one is racism in the institution.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. It's just weird, man. Because I
But
don't get it.
like,
I don't.
How do you
don't
go
get it.
home and feel like a superhero after you shot the pregnant woman? How do you tell your kids and your wife that? How do you tell your husband that? Like, what about that feels like a good day in the office for you? Like, is it because
Do you
your
know-
other friends are making you placating you and making you feel like you didn't do something serious?
But you know, I always think that.
don't
I
get
just
it.
think that. Do they have like a score sheet that they're all keeping and they're trying to in competition with each other to see
Yeah,
how many
100%
blacks we can
do.
kill?
They are.
Because I
They must-
genuinely believe
they-
that.
they must
Because
do.
I don't understand. It's just crazy how like it's just their go-to every time. Do you get what I mean? Like it's always the go-to every time to just shoot people.
Shoot black people.
Shoot black people every time. Like that's just your go-to. So is that in your training pack? Is that in your contract that you must do? Like, what's the thought process behind that?
I don't think there's any healing in the relationship between the black community and the police officers.
No,
in
absolutely
At
America.
all. Especially when...
I don't
Absolutely
think
not.
there is.
No way.
To
Because
this
it's
day,
big
yeah,
2020
It
and we're
is
still doing
beyond
this?
repair.
Absolutely not.
When I
Absolutely
when I see stuff like, you know, like when during slavery, like when they would kill, like they killed Emmett Till, not slavery, so but you know when
Yeah.
in that era,
Yeah.
and they killed Emmett Till. Emmett Till was a boy. He was a small boy, 15, I think. Yeah,
Mm.
they couldn't see him as a child. I feel like what racism does is that it dehumanizes black
does.
people in the eyes of the person who's racist,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So when they see a pregnant woman, they don't see their wife who could be pregnant. They don't see their mum who was pregnant. They see an animal. They see, do you know what I mean? They see something that's funner to hunt. Do you know what I mean? And I think, how do you heal this? You can't heal this. You're asking for way too much forgiveness on the side of the community, and you're asking for
While still offending the community.
right. It's just insane. How does America
Yeah.
fix this?
That's what it is. We're not humans to them. That's
Honestly,
actually that's
honestly,
what
we
we're
are.
not humans.
Honestly, we're not.
We're not humans.
and
to
I
them.
think that's the conversation you don't want to be honest about. The thing about racists are disgusting to me for many reasons, but one of it is the lack of honesty.
Mm.
Like even when we say, oh, we like the racists that are overtly racist, we like them better, they're still not honest. They're not honest because the bottom line, they actually try to create a reason for their behavior. There's no logical reason for why you would shoot at a pregnant woman. If she had a gun in her hand and she was a pregnant woman, there should be some sort of oof.
Aren't you guys
You see that
trained to be able to even de-arm her?
And the person's always outnumbered, by the way. Like
Yeah.
it's always outnumbered. But you know the one that always stays in my mind? The man that they shot whilst driving, though he was unharmed, with his girlfriend and car and
Yes.
daughter in the
Yes,
back
in
of
the
the car.
back, yeah.
That makes
And then
me
the daughter then comforting the mum and saying, "Mum, don't cry. Mum, don't cry. I don't want the police person to hurt you." Like I'm thinking, you're part of that story. Like you are the villain in that story, and you still want to call yourself a police officer, and the police system wants to protect you
It's sickening that they have to have these conversations with
Every
their
day.
children. Like it's so.
every day.
'Cause I remember
there's another thing.
even on a show I watched, Basketball Wives, and a lady on there, Malaysia, her brother was killed. It was literally around all like the Black Lives, that George Floyd and stuff. And her brother, I think the year before, a few months before, something like that, he got killed in the park while he was with his girlfriend. And she was like, she has to talk to her kids about that. I don't know, I can't remember his name now, but it's basically the police officer in an American community. He's kind of known, and he's a very, very friendly police officer. Like he's very nice to like the black kids like they have community ones where this is your territory kind of thing. And he's really cool with all of them, and he's friends with them. And I remember he was saying that like when all this stuff happened, when George Floyd, all that stuff happened, like he could empathize with family. So he was like how, even though he's friendly, he understands when people are like kind of scared of him. So it's his job to make people feel comfortable, because as a police officer, that's what you should do. And I remember they got him on the show for him to talk to her. And I remember like the way she would just act like proper, like just a breakdown, because she was like, when I said, I'm just scared. She's like, I can't be in danger and call the police because I'm probably in worse danger with the police than with whoever's trying to attack me kind of thing. Yeah. And I remember like her having to talk to her son about that, and just the fact that they have to talk to you have to talk to little kids about this. It's wild to me.
Little kids are not allowed to play with water guns in and around America all over the place because there was a little boy that the police saw water, but they thought it was a real gun, whatever. And then they shot the little boy.
Black boy, right?
Yeah, black boy. Of course, it's a black boy.
This is why I don't.
White
deal
boys
with-
can go into their high schools with guns,
That's what I'm saying.
and they will still make it out.
They walked in on dinner roof. He had his gun on him.
That
all
boy,
his victims were laid out. They didn't shoot him, did they?
that guy
Even
that
just 2
killed
weeks
the one
ago.
we talked about the other day. That
Yeah.
killed-
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
he shot his grandma.
The mass shooting in America?
Yeah, he shot his grandma. You know,
Yeah, you're talking about the.
I'm talking about the
Latino girl.
Texas one.
Oh.
What about the white racists that went to Boston? We also reported on that last week.
Yeah.
Again,
He drove
they
200
escorted him out.
miles.
Oh
He
yes,
was fine. He was fine.
and they
Right.
wouldn't even get death row.
This
They'll
shit is
just
all
put them in
beyond my
solitary
These
comprehension.
people are
honestly.
devils, man. I've been saying, look, nothing will ever change. Black people, we expect too much. I don't know why we expect too much. Nothing will ever change. They've been the same from the very beginning. When we interacted with them, they're the same today. Nothing will change.
One of the first questions I'm going to ask, I'm going to talk about with God when I get to heaven, is why it is that white black people hate? Because I don't get it. I don't actually understand it.
But why what?
Like, what is the history of hatred that white people have for black people? Like, I don't.
It's not just white people. It's not just black people though. Like if you, by the way,
No, but
I
I'm
care
black.
about
I just feel like I care about.
Yeah.
can't I?
But the reason why is because I watched a movie, a Bollywood movie, because that's how I spend my
Oh, yeah, I saw
evenings.
your tweet.
Bollywood and Hollywood movie. Yeah, you didn't like it, but anyway, a Bollywood movie.
I don't.
About India pre-colonization and the way that they infiltrated and mistreated Indians in I don't know what it is. I honestly think the fact that white people have a good reputation on this planet is branding to me. Is bewildering.
Their PR
Because
is.
you
sick.
lot have actually offended everybody.
Yeah.
That even other types of white people, you lot have gone and done a madness to. Why is it that we still hold you in a regard? Like it doesn't
Because
make
we're
Can I
sense.
say
sick.
though?
That's the reason why. There's no place on the planet, right, that white people have not gone and killed, sorted, pillaged, taken everything. No place on the planet.
But why is it that when I go to these places, they treat me so coldly and so horribly, but then if they saw a white person, they treat them so amazingly? Is it
It's
because
mad.
of media? Is it because of movies? Like,
But
what
you know,
is
Stockholm
it?
syndrome. Stockholm syndrome. That's it. Everyone's abused victims. That's it. You just love these people.
You go to Tokyo, they stand around, they stare at you, they
wanna
kind of
touch
treat
your hair,
I don't mind
like-
that you never seen me before, but they treat you almost in the same way that
They did back in the day when
Right.
we're in zoos.
But I'm
Like,
like-
we're actually at exhibition.
But then I'm thinking bro, there's a history of of white people being horrible to you, using you guys as jokes and
And you know what? I'll be honest
I don't
with you.
think
Yeah,
that
that's why when I fight against racism, I only care for black people because what gets me is how a lot of other cultures and ethnicities and whatever have been victims of racism too, but yet they also hate black people. But
Yeah.
the people that you're banding up with to fight to do racism with don't even like you.
But I don't know if this
But
is the
yes,
right
you don't
term.
even like. But you also don't like black people.
But it's house nigger syndrome. I know that's not a real term, but the closeness to whiteness suggests that they are better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the reason why
Yeah.
in the Asian community and the black community, bleaching is the way it is. Of course,
100%.
in our circle, we're embraced. Do you know what I mean? These guys will
Mhm.
never look at us and say, you guys are too dark or whatever. But the generation before us and generation before that, in Asia and in Nigeria, not just Nigeria, in black communities, the closeness to whiteness suggests so many things.
100%.
Do you feel like Asians feel like they're closest to white people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lighter the skin.
I've
They
had
Skin, I think even culture, the fact that they love even just talking about Britain, they love a curry. I think they do feel.
It's a certain caste. That is caste system
in India, yeah.
Yeah, there's a caste system in India.
You say classes?
Caste.
Caste.
Okay.
I would say
That's what it is.
in their head, they may not
Actually,
even think of it as a closest to white people, but I do think in my experience, bear in mind, one of my closest friends in the world, well, let me not do the friend argument, but there is something when, obviously I live in ends, whatever, and my neighbors are black and Asian and stuff like that. And I have seen what felt like them looking down on us and the separation between us. And I never understood it. I was like, we both got infiltrated. We both be treated a certain way. We both have racist words that are in the English language that are
derogatory
specific to us. Why is it that we're not closer? Why is it that? But I think it's a lot of the times they learn about black people through white media. So it tells them our black sons are gonna seduce your daughters, and the black women are noisy and loud and promiscuous. But I don't think I've ever seen rhetoric that's been anti-Asian in my upbringing ever. I've only ever seen maybe Asian people not be that nice to me, but I've never seen. So I don't know. I can't explain
Black
it.
people are different. We don't think the same way as other people do. And I was going to say this is our problem, but to some degree, it is our problem. We welcome everyone. Asian people come to Africa.
Louder. Please be louder.
White people come to Africa. Lebanese come to Africa. Chinese come to Africa. Every damn person comes to Africa and takes everything.
Yep.
We just stand there like idiots.
Like Mumu.
Why is that though?
Because we're stupid. We haven't learned.
We're not empowered. I don't think
Nothing, like I said before, nothing changes. Look at the other day when you were talking about Kardashian lying about Ray J. Right? Is that not the same thing as Emmett Till? What's the difference? The only difference is that Ray J wasn't killed. That's it.
Yeah.
Slavery times, you would hang a black woman, pregnant woman, cut her belly open, let the baby fall to the floor, stomp out the baby in front of people. That's what you would do. Trigger warning, sorry people. What's the difference between that and shooting this pregnant woman on Friday? What's the difference?
I think
you're dealing with the same people.
Yeah.
Why are we expecting any change?
Same animals.
Yeah, so
I didn't know about the cutting. The things that like I actually when you read about racism, slavery, before, like not what they just teach you in school, but when you actually go and research, you have to take a break. You have to stop because.
No, I remember how emotional I was when I was watching Roots. I never finished it. I couldn't.
It's heavy.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, well, guys, with that, we're gonna go into Done Out Here. So first of all, I want to start Done Out Here. I'm not gonna mimic Margs. Margs does his thing. I'm gonna do it Koi's way today. This woman, Moses Ingram, is an incredibly talented, beautiful woman. She is smart, capable, and has managed to join a franchise that's huge, right? For these people that are at home with just their trousers on, in unhappy marriages, stupid mentalities, people that are that their only power is they have enough money to pay light bill to be on the internet, that want to come and disrupt this woman's greatness, fire upon your head top. You are a racist, which is another word for stupid, which is another word for small, which is another word for small-minded, which is another word for your dick ain't wavy, which is another word for your pussy dry, which is another word for you do not deserve the seat that you're sitting on, right? You are in a place that's obviously lower and you're intimidated by this amazing, beautiful black woman. In other words, you are fucking done out here.
Period.
Idiots. Yeah, that's it. That's my style, guys.
And also they've helped raise her profile, so now she's,
And one thing about black people, when we see a black person in need of help, now I'm going to watch it.
100%.
Nah, I didn't even know about it.
I don't know what franchise. I'm
going to leave it running.
I'm a fan of Star Wars, but I'm definitely, I kind of just thought, I'll get to it.
I'll get to it. Now I'm
going to it. This weekend.
They've put her in the spotlight now. So now her bag's going to be bigger. Her coin, fame's going to be bigger.
Right?
Amen.
That's it. Her branding deals are going to be wavy. Anyone who doesn't want to be seen as racist is going to side with her. You're done out here on 2 levels because you couldn't even be a racist properly, you dumb shit.
Couldn't even.
Look at that. You're a failure on every side, man. And that's why your wife is leaving you. But yeah, good luck to all every black person who's has to deal with racism every single day. And cream your lips, you stupid idiots. You're done out here twice. All right then, I just want to shout out you guys. Guys, it's Jubilee weekend.
Jubilee.
You lot came in every single day unlike one of us.
I just need the wedding. No wedding. Sorry, I'm
wedding?
I'm looking at my friend's wedding post. She looks amazing.
Okay.
But I need the sun to be out.
It will. TDA
really
said
get
so.
in my bag.
TDA is going to start controlling the weather machine. They're going to give it to us from the House of Parliament. We're going to start controlling the weather machine, guys. So make sure you tune in. We're going to take care of you. But obviously, guys...
You said that. It's actually 21s and 22s.
See? Look at that.
They turned it on already.
Look at that. Brent is on it. Brent is on it.
See it.
But to everyone who tunes in, we appreciate you. And guys, we feel your presence. We see the messages. We see the comments. We see all of that. Thank you guys so much. Remember, with TDA, you got to send it to 2 enemies and 5 friends. That's what you got to do every single time.
Rule.
2 enemies and 5 friends. Who's your ex? Send it to both of them. Who's your favorite teacher in school? Send it to her. Right? Do you know what I mean? You got to do that. We appreciate you. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Share our videos and comment, right? Be that person. If you have a voice note or text message you want to send in for one of our segments, send it into 075 6484 1073. I'm going to do it again. 075-6484-1073. And of course, guys, we want to give you the opportunity to watch us live in the mornings as you're getting your kids ready, as you're on your commute. So we are going to tell you where you can do that. We're going to be giving you more information very, very soon. So stay tuned. And of course, it will come with wonderful perks. So make sure that you active when we tell you what to do. And if you want to inquire about the show or wish to feature on the show, email the team at thedayafter@thenewblack.com. That's thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Black is spelled BLXCK. We appreciate you. Have an amazing Jubilee weekend.
What are we going to be doing Monday? Starting Monday.
Love Island.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I
Cannot
put my
wait.
little necklace, guys. That segment is going to be produced to a different level. Yeah, I hope you guys
You
are
know what? I'm
ready.
going to a day party. I'm leaving early so I can catch it.
Yes, guys, we're gonna. Love Island is starting on Monday, and we are gonna be covering it every single. No other show can do this. Tell me another show that can do this.
Oh yeah, true. Every
Point
single
to
day, innit?
another
Don't
show.
tell me a show and I'll call you a
Tell
liar.
me a show that can do this. When is Love Island gonna be on? At 7?
No, I think it's like 9 o'clock, babes.
All
9
right,
to
so
10
you get to
PM.
listen to all our feedback. That's Margs, that's Yusuf, that's Emman, that's Esther, that's Big Koi. We're gonna talk about what's happening on the show live. We're gonna tell you who our favorites are. We're gonna predict shit. You guys ain't even ready. If I don't sleep, stay by your
Stay
phone.
up.
Stay by your
Stand
phone
up.
till Monday, yeah. But we appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Monday. Love
See you Monday,
Island
man.
vibes.